No, yeah, they were having issues, but
Good morning. Thank you all for joining. We'll get started in
All right,
just a
thanks.
moment.
Good morning.
Morning all. As a reminder, when you are entering from the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are presenting or providing testimony before the board. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman of the Board, Kathleen Joyce.
Good morning. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm Chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I'm joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you very much. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly if you are presenting before the board this morning. I will call each item in the order that it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You will make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following questions, there will be an opportunity for testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. For members of the public wishing to provide testimony, please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. Begin with the first item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 1, BBP SP1 LLC, doing business as Pop-Up Bagels, located at 70 Pier 4 Boulevard. Has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above. 737 square foot takeout bagel shop with an employee restaurant in the rear left, 2 walk-in refrigerators and kitchen equipment, no basement and no seating. Manager Alex Rivero, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
My name is Brian Harrington.
Great. Mr. Harrington, if you could just please, thank you for being with us, and if you could please just briefly present the proposed concept to the board.
Sure. We are actually operating right now. We had a licensing snafu where we received a certificate of occupancy and a health inspection and approval, and subsequently realized that we did not apply for the CV license. So we filled out that application. We got the support of the Seaport Neighbors Association, met with the help of Ms. Dancy and Ms. Law, have proceeded to this hearing to try to secure the license.
Thank you. With that, we'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time.
How long have you been open and operating?
We opened January 6th, and we're open 7 days, 7 a.m. till 3 p.m.
Thanks. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon.
I have no questions. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office can defer to the judgment of this board. The applicant met with the Seaport Neighborhood Association, which did not express any concerns related to the project. We are aware that some residents had worries about potential double parking and related to possible pickup and drop off of food and delivery outside. We understand that the owner pledged to work with BTD and residents to ensure that those travel lanes are clear. And BTD is also working on some curbside management and will be changing some signage down there as well. With that information, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. I see that we have Vanessa from Councillor Flynn's office.
Good morning, Chair and good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. This is Vanessa Wu from Councillor Flynn's office. Councillor Flynn would like to go on record in support of this project due to Seaport Neighborhood Association's support. However, he would also like to ask Pop-Up Bagels to continue working with neighbors on the double parking issue on B Street, which is blocking traffic. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. I do see a hand raised from Norm Lind from the Seaboard Neighborhood Association. Mr. Lind, if you could please provide your testimony to the board.
Thank you very much. I did meet with Brian Harrington. We're very supportive of the project. It's been a success in the neighborhood, and we look forward to it continuing to be. Just echoing exactly what Connor and Dave and Vanessa said. We just want to continue to work with Brian and his group on the double parking issue on B Street. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Hello, can I say something?
Yes, please. If you could please just identify yourself, and then you will have up to 2 minutes to provide testimony.
Yes, my name is Dahai Wang. I'm house owner. There is rental property located directly above the proposed location, the Mesa restaurant on Washington Street. If you say ask my opinion, I say I disagree, and I express my strong opposition for the application. For 7-day all alcohol license with
Sorry, Mr.
one.
Wong, I think you are referring to a different matter. Which item are you referring to?
I'm sorry.
Which item? What location are you talking about? We're on pop-up bagels right now.
Oh, this is the Washington Street and 1746-1752.
Got it.
That's
That's
not-
item number 22 on this morning's agenda. We're on item 1 right now. So we'll get there. We'll get there later. But thank you for your testimony. We'll make sure that we come back to you when we get to that item.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on pop-up bagels, item number 1? The board will take this under advisement. Thank you very much. Calling item number 2, Chipotle Mexican Grill of Colorado, LLC, doing business as Chipotle Mexican Grill number 5670, located at 462 Washington Street in Brighton, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above first floor, 2,200 square foot restaurant, including a dining area with 22 interior seats, 2 public restrooms, a service counter, cook line, back workroom, walk-in cooler, and office. Public restrooms, a service counter, cook line, back work. Manager Guy Levin, hours of operation 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Thank you, Madam Chair, board members. My name is Daniel Brennan, DPB Consultants. I handle permits with Chipotle. Here to present this new location, 2,200 square feet, 22 seats inside, proposed hours 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's currently under construction, hoping to open end of July.
Great, thank you for that. We'll see if there are any questions from the board at this time. Chairman Joyce?
Thanks. Just 1 second. How much of your business would you say is eat in versus takeout?
This question, it's probably about 50-50. Maybe it's a little more takeout. It is in for a takeout restaurant. It is an allowed use due to the size. Under 2,500 square feet, it's an allowed use.
Okay, and I'm just more concerned about were there any issues raised with third-party deliveries and that sort of thing?
No, there wasn't during the neighborhood review, and we do have a parking lot out back as well. It's next to like a Jersey Mike's, and there's a Domino's there. So no, there wasn't any questions raised on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon?
I have no questions. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office is going to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. ONS had the applicant circulate flyers to abutters within 300 feet. We did receive 1 opposition letter with a resident disapproving of the addition of what they felt are more big chains in the neighborhood. The applicant did go on to meet with the Brighton Alston Improvement Association, the active civic for this area. They were supportive of this proposal. With that information, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 3, Luke's Lobster, MA LLC, doing business as Luke's Lobster, located at 191 Atlantic Ave, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above. 200 square foot takeout only refurbished storage container located on federal land, National Park Service Harbor Islands Welcome Center, used to sell seafood rolls. Restrooms are available in the National Park Service Welcome Center. Manager Mike Holden. Hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
I'm Garrett Courier. I work with Luke's Lobster.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Courier. If you could just please briefly present the proposed concept to the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for considering it. It's a refurbished takeout only shipping container on National Park Service land. No seats, just sort of grab and go lobster rolls, essentially crab rolls and shrimp rolls as well, and a few other drinks and things like that. But mostly just takeout lobster rolls. And I guess I should mention it's only through the it's seasonal, so it'll through the end of this year and then potentially next year as well. But it's only our deal with the National Park Service is only for this year for now.
This calendar year or like what are the?
Yeah. Sorry, through December. But we'd likely since takeout only, we'd likely end a little bit sooner.
Okay.
When the weather turns.
And you're open 7 days a week?
Yep, that's the idea.
All right, thanks. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon?
I have no questions. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office. Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. We had the applicant connect with the Wharf District Council. We're unaware of any concerns presently. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Gabriela Ramirez here on behalf of Boston City Councilor Gabriela Coletta Zapata's office. Council would like to go on the record in support of this proposal.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item number 4, 1010 Morrissey Corp. Doing business as Milkweed, located at 1010 William T. Morrissey Boulevard in Dorchester, has applied for a common victualler license to be exercised on the above 2,373 square foot full service restaurant with takeout, all located on one floor. Dining room seats 77. There is no basement. Storage and food prep areas are located in the rear behind the kitchen. The space also includes a small office and 2 bathrooms on the same level. There is a main dining counter and a separate smaller counter for takeout. Manager Holly Beth Renaud, hours of operation 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, board members. David Cawley, one of the owners of Milkweed.
Thank you for being with us. If you could please just briefly present the concept to the board.
Great. Milkweed is a breakfast, lunch, and dinner concept identical to our location on Mission Hill on Tremont Street. I would like to bring it to the board's attention that we have also already applied for a common victualler with alcohol license, but at this stage our main goal is to get open. We will open for breakfast and lunch only, and the plan is to add dinner service once we hopefully receive the common victualler with alcohol. But like I said, like I alluded to, it's identical to the Mission Hill concept. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we would like to open early, slightly earlier than Mission Hill, simply because of the location and the traffic on Morrissey Boulevard. So slightly different opening hours, identical concept.
And you'll be doing takeout as well?
We will. We do have a drive-through window that we will not be using. We hope to use the drive-through window for DoorDash. That's the only company that we use for delivery service. So we hope to use the drive-through window for DoorDash drivers to walk up to the window and take their food from there instead of walking into the restaurant.
Okay. Do you have allocated parking for this?
For the restaurant, yes. Yeah, we have over 70 parking spaces.
You do, okay.
We're in the same strip as the City of Boston Credit Union, which are the landlord.
Okay.
So we have access, the restaurant has access to the entire parking lots on all four sides of the strip. There are 3 businesses in the strip, the credit union, a hair salon, and us as Milkweed.
Okay,
So we all have, there are no restrictions on parking. We all have access to the entire parking lot.
okay. And so if you did use DoorDash, you would want them to walk up to the takeout window, drive-through window, or drive through?
I mean, they're more than welcome to enter the restaurant and bring it to their attention that they're there to pick up food. But it's for foot traffic and for a better flow. It's just easier if, for instance, on Mission Hill, it's quite small. So when the DoorDash driver walks in the front door, he's trying to find somebody. He's trying to flash a phone in everybody's face, letting everybody know that he's there to pick up food. We happen on Morrissey Boulevard, we happen to have a drive-through window. That there's a drive-through lane on the outside of the building. We won't use that as a drive-through window for customers.
But you would allow DoorDash drivers to drive up to it?
No, they would walk up, they would park in the parking lot and walk up to that window.
Okay. Is there a reason why they wouldn't drive up to the drive-through window?
Well, once they drive up to the window, typically DoorDash drivers they might arrive at the restaurant when their food's not even ready. So if they did drive up to the window, they could end up sitting there blocking it for 20 minutes, etc.
Okay.
So they typically don't pay attention to the app that they're using simultaneous to us.
Okay.
So, if they did drive up to the window, they could end up blocking that lane for, 15, 20 minutes, even more.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not, thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Our office is unaware of any concerns. The applicant circulated information to abutters. They were in contact with the local civic association, Pope's Hill, and secured their support, from what we understand. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Hello, Madam Chair, members of the board. Liam Ramos from Counselor Fitzgerald's office. Our office would like to go on record in support of the proposal. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much.
Calling item number 5, Selly Associates LLC, doing business as McDonald's, located at 301 Warren Street in Roxbury. Holder of a common victualler license has petitioned to change the hours of the licensed business from 1 a.m. drive-through closing only to 3 a.m. closing for drive-through and deliveries only. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chairman of the Board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the applicant. With me this morning, Shirag Zelhi from the family who is the owner-operator of this and a number of other locations in the city. The board may remember that in the recent months, this company has been approved for a very similar operation in terms of late night delivery service only at their Kenmore Square location, at their North Station location, and their location in Alston. So on these 2 applications, this and the one to follow, but I'll speak to Warren Street first. They're requesting that they be allowed a delivery only from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. This location does have a drive-through, excuse me, and it sits in a large mall parking lot. So we believe there'd be plenty of room for persons to park, but also the utilization of the drive-through lane, which we will close lighting and sound at the usual closing hour of 1, but there will be a dedicated lane for deliveries to come up, to drive through, to pick up their bag of food and leave the area. We did meet we had an ONS abutters meeting in December of last year. We then had a meeting with the 9 Streets United Neighborhood Association in February. And we're happy to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Could you tell me how those meetings went? The different neighborhood associations?
The abutters meeting was fairly well attended. There were a few questions about, just late night activity. I think we were able to answer most of them again because of the semi-isolated nature of the site and the fact that it could be, parking wouldn't be a problem, and there was a dedicated area for these deliveries to happen. The neighborhood association, very similar concerns. The neighborhood association, basically, there were people who did not want anything to be happening late at night. I must say there were others who had fewer concerns, but they did raise a number of concerns at that meeting.
What were the late night concerns? How would you categorize them?
Just it's an area that has other businesses. I think people are just concerned about general, driving in the neighborhood, people in the neighborhood, et cetera.
Like noise,
You
safety,
know,
public safety.
Yes, yeah, that's what people were concerned about. I mean, again, we think we were able to answer those questions given the nature of the design of the location and its existing, travel through uses. And again, the fact that we'll shut the sound and lights off, there won't be any.
Yeah, could you
extra
explain
noise.
that for us? Because we weren't at the meetings. I know you answered them for the neighborhood association, but I'm asking you to answer them for us because we've received a lot of,
Yeah,
we've
sure.
received
I mean,
correspondence from people opposed to it. So I'm asking you to explain what you explained to them.
they would, as they've done in other areas where they have drive-throughs, rather than use, you would have usually a mic to communicate between the store and the person in the car. They will not utilize that after their 1 a.m. closing hour, and they have bright lights, of course, in the exterior area around the delivery area, which they will not utilize in an effort again to decrease noise and light pollution in the neighborhood. And again, because we sit kind of contained in a large parking lot with a mall around it, it's not as though it is immediately in the face of the immediate neighborhood. But we just tried to come up with ideas that would help to solve issues that were raised at the meeting.
Okay, Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Not at this time. Thank you.
I do not. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. As you heard from the applicant's representation, O&S at Hillman Butters meeting on December 4th of last year. There were some concerns and questions raised in that meeting just regarding the hours, potential light pollution, etc. Our office continued to receive letters in opposition from community members, 8 in total. These concerns ranged from potential increase in noise, litter, the existing quality of the property, as well as security. Understanding that there's some residents had complaints about a particular pathway from the street leading back to the T station. The applicant explained in the abutters meeting that they were not responsible for that particular pathway. That actually belongs to the overall landlord, but said that they would mention this with their the property owner. They had met with the 9th Street Civic Association, which had sent us an opposition letter to this proposal. With that information, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Mary from Councilor Murphy's office is on with us. Has a hand raised. Mary?
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Oh, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. We also received a lot of letters in opposition, and we'd like to go on record in opposition because they've already had issues with the 1 o'clock. It's been a troubled area, so we'd like to go on opposition. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Any further questions on the board? Board will take this under advisement.
Thank you.
Calling item number 6, Selly Group 2 LLC, doing business as McDonald's, located at 146 to 146A Tremont Street. Holder of a common victualler license has petitioned to change the hours of the licensed business from a 12 a.m. close, the agenda references a drive-through. There is no drive-through at this location, to a 3 a.m. close for deliveries only between 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Yes, again, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the ownership entity, which is the same as the previous applicant. Mr. Selhai is here with us. This is a downtown location, obviously on Tremont Street, across from the Common. The similar request would be from midnight to 3 a.m. deliveries only. In this context, we had an ONS abutters meeting last November. We, following that, met with at the time, the bid was also in November. I do want to let the board know that the bid literally reached out to us late in the day yesterday, asking for a follow-up meeting. We advised them that this hearing was on today, asked them if they wanted us to, delay a vote or what have you. I have not heard back, but I do want the board to know that they did reach out for further input. So again, this is downtown location, deliveries only, midnight to 3. This would be in a similar fashion to, again, the ones that are downtown North Station, Kenmore. North Station not because it's internal, but Kenmore, for example, would be very similar to that.
Tell me a little bit about the security measures. Like, what time do you lock the doors? How are you managing it so that only delivery workers come in? This area I could see struggling with making sure only people who were there for deliveries enter it after a certain time.
So they have a vestibule area, so it's visible. In other words, they close the doors at midnight, and then the vestibule area is accessible from the inside into the vestibule, so they can physically see a delivery person is there waiting for a pickup, or they simply communicate by phone or text. There's a delivery number. They give the number. Person inside the store walks into the vestibule, opens the door, hands them the food, and they take off to deliver.
Do you have security in the vestibule area?
Security generally in the store. I mean, I presume, yeah, I would think later at night they would be concentrating on the vestibule area because that's the only place where any activity would be taking place.
Maybe the owner talk about the security.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Rog, are you here with us? I can't see him.
Can you hear me?
There he is. There he is. Yes. So
yeah, sorry, I was having issues with my camera. I was trying to turn it on. Thank you for your time, everyone. With the security in this area, currently we don't have a walk-up window there. But in other restaurants that we've had a similar situation where we've extended for delivery only hours, we went ahead and put in walk-up windows, essentially with a bell, so that this way that deliveries would be staying outside of the restaurant. If the vestibule is able to have the walk-up window facing inside of it, then we would put it facing inside of the vestibule. If not, it would be facing outside of the restaurants, and nobody would be allowed into the restaurant after 12 p.m. Currently, we do have security at that restaurant that works from essentially 4 to 11 p.m., 4 to 12 on our busier nights. But we do currently have security, and if a walk-up window is the request by the board to, approve this, then as other restaurant sites, we will definitely put in a walk-up window.
And what time do you close now? 12 a.m.?
12 a.m.
So what kind of business are you expecting between 12 and 3? Huge local business? Like, tell me a little bit about why you want this.
We want this because the customer demographic that we have is drastically changed. So we wouldn't be looking at traditional foot traffic here at all. We'd be looking at delivery only. And the reason that we're looking at this option is we've seen that a lot of our customer base has transitioned to more of a late night menu purchasing through the means of delivery. And I hope that answers the question on what we're hoping to gain. I think the other thing is, with this restaurant site specifically, it allows us to essentially give back a potential 4,000 to 5,000 hours in labor to our employees, alongside a differential pay that we run throughout our organization for late night employees. And it becomes most of our employees are working multiple jobs, and it allows them the access to have a full shift that goes into the overnight where they can take a break in the morning and then be able to employ at a different job in the morning time.
And Sharon, could you perhaps speak to your experience? The Kenmore location and the Alston location come to mind as somewhat similar operations. Can you speak to your experience with the business between those hours and how you're doing?
Yeah, so we've seen a substantial increase in business during that time period. One of the things that we assured the neighborhoods in both Kenmore and both in the Lower Alston area was that we would keep the sidewalks free of litter. We would maintain the exterior of the property so that it wouldn't be a detriment to the residents nearby. But we've seen a substantial increase in both locations, the Kenmore and Alston locations referred to before. We've added an average of 6 people per night and 8 people on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the overnight business in regard to employment.
All right, talk to me about that. That was my next question. What is your staffing model from 12, like from, let's say, 9 to midnight now? And then what do you anticipate your staffing model being until 3 a.m.?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Right now, we're looking at about 8 to 10 people in the overnight as it currently sits.
Tell me who they are. Are they cooks? Are they cashiers? Are they security?
We're looking at around 6 service people and 4 people who are working from a production area perspective.
And security?
And a security guard, yes.
Is the security guard an employee of yours or are they a contractor?
It's an employee of ours.
Okay.
We have a subset for security within the organization, and we use our security team at multiple sites and locations for the safety and security of our employees and our customers.
But you'll always have a security person here. They don't.
Yes.
Okay, so then how does the staffing model change from 12 to 3?
It changes because we add another kitchen person and we add 2 more service people on the busiest of nights. So we go from having 10 people to around 13 to 14 people outside of the security team.
And then still just 1 security guard from 12 to 3?
Yes, because the doors will be closed at that time. The purpose of security would more so be to stay on watch and look out within the restaurant. But the doors are closed at that point, so the lobby is completely empty at that time. And we're just keeping that individual essentially to make sure the handoff between the delivery drivers and our employees is a smooth one without any issues there.
Okay. I don't have any questions right now. I might have more later. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
I have no questions at this time, sorry.
None from me, thank you.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time the Mayor's Office defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information, the community process. ONS had hosted a butters meeting back on November 6th of last year. We understand that during the process, there were community concerns from residents and from the downtown Boston Neighborhood Association expressing concerns chiefly about the 3 a.m. closing time, potential for noise, potential for antisocial behavior, as well as, delivery drivers coming through in congestion. As mentioned, the applicant did present to the DBNA. We just heard now that they had more additional information that they would like the applicant to return at some point to them. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Vanessa, you may go ahead.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. Councillor Flynn would like to go on record on opposition to the 3 a.m. closing due to public safety and quality of life concerns. He believes that extending hours into the early morning, particularly for a restaurant like McDonald's that has a high volume of third-party delivery services will only increase the likelihood of exacerbating existing challenges in the neighborhood, including public disturbances, crime, loitering, noise, and issues with mopeds parking on sidewalks. Moreover, this area of downtown has unfortunately become a hub for unsafe behaviors, including open-air drug dealing and drug use, especially into the late hours of the night. These issues continue to strain our already limited public safety resources and worsen the quality of life for our residents and students who live in downtown Crossing. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Mary from Council Murphy's office with a hand raised. Mary, you may go ahead.
Hi, I'm sorry. I would like to go on, Madam Chair, members of the board. Councilor Murphy would also like to go on and echo what Councilor Flynn said and go on for opposition due to safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Any further questions from the board following? Oh, sorry. Dolly, I see you have a hand raised.
I do, thank you. My name is Dolly, otherwise Dolores Bogdanian. I live actually in the Fenway, but I always feel concerned and have concerns about restaurants and eateries extending their hours into 3 a.m. I think it is a disservice to the city and people living in the city to have businesses operating that hour in the morning. And I really appreciate the two counselors' testimony on this matter and how they described the concerns of those most impacted. So thank you. Just wanted to add my thoughts to this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Any further questions from the board following the testimony? The board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Calling item number 7, 851 Beacon Street SPE LLC, doing business as 851 Beacon Street SPE LLC, located at 851 Beacon Street, has applied for a lodging house license to be exercised on the above. 4-story building with a basement unit. There are kitchens and bathrooms on all floors, consists of 10 rooms for 15 residents, 1 room in the basement, 3 rooms on the first floor, 2 rooms on the second floor, 2 rooms on the third floor, 2 rooms on the fourth floor, and an office on the first floor. Manager Jan Schechter, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Derek Small. I have a business address of 51 Dobson Road. And with me, I believe is on the call is Mr. Sean McCarty, who is from GPM Property Services, who is the property manager. We're here today seeking a renewal of a lodging house license for 15 lodgers at 851 Beacon Street. We have gone through a community process with regard to the Butters meeting and meeting with members of the Audubon Circle Neighborhood Association. We had an open house last week because the property is currently vacant. So we were able to do an open house with folks from the community so they can come in and see the significant renovations that have occurred at the site. Again, we're just renewing the existing lodging house license. We'll open it up for questions and answers that board members may have.
Thank you. Let me just see. I'm sorry if you mentioned this and I missed it. The manager, how many hours a week does the manager, is he on site?
Sean, are you on the call? I know he was trying to get on. He had a couple of issues he had to deal with this morning, but he said he was going to get on. But Sean I think is usually there a couple of hours every day. And if he's not, then someone from GPM Property Management Services is there. I don't know if he's on, but
That would be good to have a follow-up in writing about how many hours.
we can get that.
Excuse me. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
Not at this time. Thank you.
None right now. Thank you.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. ONS had hosted a butters meeting on April 29th. The applicant was able to answer questions that residents had, and there were no concerns raised in that meeting. We understand the applicant has met with the Audubon Circle leadership, but has not had a chance to present to their whole membership. With that information, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Connor, are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? No, Dolly, yes, you may. Please go ahead.
Yes, hi, good morning. This was the reason I wanted to be here today. My name again is Dolores Bogdanian. I live in the Audubon Circle section of the Fenway and currently president of the Audubon Circle Neighborhood Association. I was here today to listen in on today's proceedings and the applicant's presentation to the board. As Attorney Small indicated, I have had the opportunity to speak with the building owner, Mr. Jan Schechter, Derek, and as well as Sean, and all of whom have assured me and other members of the ACNA that the applicant has no intention of operating a short-term rental service at this location, which was a concern for us. And we very much appreciate their time as well as effort to offer these assurances. The potential for use of the building for short-term rentals is a significant concern, can cause disruption to neighbors, including residents in the building. And it is destabilizing to the neighborhood. And our experience is that compliance with and monitoring and enforcement of the city's short-term rental regulations have not been entirely successful. So we look forward to continuing our communications with the applicant, and so that these assurances are in fact what is borne out over time. And we wish them success in maintaining safe and comfortable housing for new residents in our neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Any further questions from the board following testimony? Great, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And you. Calling item number 8, Rail Stop LLC, located at 94 to 160 Guest Street in Brighton. Holder of a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Raymond Johnston to Amelia Monday, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. I'm here, Amelia Monday.
Thank you very much for being with us. The board will have some questions for you to go over the manager of record questions.
Sure.
Thanks for joining us. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth?
Yes.
What is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I've had over 20 years in the food and beverage industry. I've been a restaurant owner. I've worked back and front of house. I've been the director of operations for the Beauport Hospitality Group, which Railstop falls under. So I've had many hats in this industry, and I'm also tip certified.
Okay. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of our board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Great. I don't have any questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon?
No questions. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? The board will take this under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 9, Minot Hospitality Group LLC, doing business as Beacon Hill Hotel, located at 25 to 29 Charles Street. Holder of an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Thomas Santaniello to Jason Goldstein. Attorney Dennis Quilty. Attorney Quilty.
Good morning again. Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dennis Quilty, attorney representing the applicant licensee. With me is Mr. Goldstein, Jason Ira Goldstein, proposed new manager of record at the Beacon Hill Hotel. Mr. Goldstein is a citizen, a resident of the Commonwealth, and has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry. And we are happy to have him present to the board to answer any of your questions. Thank you very much.
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm just looking for him on the screen. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna just ask Danny, did we get all 4 questions in the record?
I do not believe so. Attorney Quilty, did you cover all 4? I don't believe you did.
Okay.
I think I covered 3.
All right, so I will ask the 4th one. Thank you for leaving that for me. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of our board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Items number 10 and 11 are being continued to the May 28th hearing at the request of the applicant. Moving on, calling item number 12, Patina Boss LLC, doing business as Banner's Kitchen and Tap and Hub Hall, featuring Momo-san Ramen by Morimoto, located at 80 to 82 Causeway Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the licensee. Before you this morning is just a brief change of LLC manager for the licensed entity from Thomas Barney, who was the former COO, to Elizabeth McDonald, who is now the current Vice President of Finance. The reason for this change is that Barney is no longer with the company. Ms. McDonald, who was previously approved as an officer by this board and the ABCC on one of the other licenses for this location, is the Senior Vice President of Strategic and Operational Finance for the company and has been with them for 25 years. She's been appointed to VP of Finance and Manager for the licensed entity, similar to her roles for the other licenses as well. Other than that, there are no other changes proposed for this license.
Thank you very much. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon.
No questions. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you. Calling item number 13, Shippies Inc., doing business as Beacon Street Liquors, located at 842 Beacon Street. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to pledge the license to Brookline Bank. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Janisa Patel, and my husband Chintan Patel is here as well. So we are refinancing our loan for Shippy from Rockland Trust to Brookline Bank. So we are here because of the place the license for the Brookline Bank.
Thank you for that explanation. We'll see if the board has any questions at this time.
Thanks for joining us. I have no questions. Commissioner Curran, Commissioner Saxon.
No questions. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Calling item number 14, Seaport Social Limited Partnership, doing business as Seaport Social, located at 225 Northern Ave. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to SGH Seaport LLC, doing business as Bombola at the same location. Richard Sullivan, the second manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. The applicant has also petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business from 6,374 square feet in one main room on ground floor, with main dining room and bar seating, one main entrance exit on Northern Ave, and 3 exits, kitchen, and storage in rear of premises, with a seasonal April to October outdoor seating on public property. 2 full service, 6,374 square foot restaurant on one floor, with 2 dining rooms with 71 seats, 2 bars with 46 seats, kitchen, storage, and 2 annual patios with a total area of 1,550 square feet for 60 seats on private property that closes at 11 p.m. 3 exits and 1 entrance. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Thank you, Secretary Green. Good morning, Chairman Joyce, Commissioners. Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty, Miller, and Hanley on behalf of the applicant. I'm joined today by Richard Sullivan, one of the owners and the proposed manager of record. As Secretary Green said, the application before you is to transfer the license currently held by Seaport Social Limited Partnership, already existing at the premise, as well as to alter the premise to upgrade and update the space for the rebranding to Bambola. The ownership team here has extensive experience and is looking forward to bringing that experience in the industry to the seaport specifically and the space in this space. They have more than 2 decades in the industry with a portfolio of restaurants that in and around Boston that include the Foxhole on Newbury Street, Rock and Rye, R.F. O'Sullivan's, and Madre Oyster Bar, Osteria and Bar as well. In addition to their understanding of the industry in general, they understand the seaport. Richard lives in the seaport, and the team here has been working with the current ownership of the space since last year. Bambola will bring an elegant and glamorous feel to the space, evoking an Italian villa in the Gilded area. The menu will include interpretations of Roman classics and Southern Italian cuisine. The food will feel comfortable and familiar, but be presented in a grand and memorable way in an ornate environment. In order to transport their patrons to that Gilded age in Southern Italy, they are proposing to renovate and upgrade the interior. As Secretary Green, the space is approximately 6,374 square feet with seating for 117. Since this is a corner unit, there are 2 existing patios on private property, one along Northern Ave, the other along Harborview Lane, with a total seating for 60. The applicant is not proposing to change the existing closing hour at this space and will operate from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. 7 days a week, with the kitchen open till at least midnight every night. The patio will close with the patio as stated, closing it at 11 p.m. As I've said, I'm joined by Richard, the proposed manager of record. He has already been approved as a manager of record by this board for the Foxhole on Newbury Street. He is a U.S. citizen, a resident of the seaport. He has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry, including more than 12 years managing restaurants, and he's familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABCC, and this board for the sale and service of alcohol. As you will hear, the applicant attended an abutter meeting hosted by ONS, where they answered questions asked by the community and received general support for this application. We want to thank you for hearing this application today, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. I know it wouldn't be in this application, but from my own curiosity, do you plan on having background music of any sort on this outdoor patio?
On the patio, no.
I don't have any questions. Thank you for outlining that. Commissioner Carr and Commissioner Saxon?
No questions. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office could defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. As you heard from the applicant's representation, ONS had hosted an abutters meeting on April 7th. No concerns were raised in that meeting. The head of the Seaport Neighborhood Association was present in that meeting as well. Further communication with the applicant and the Seaport Neighborhood Association led to the civic ultimately supporting this proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Vanessa from Councilor Flynn's office is on with her hand raised. Vanessa, go ahead.
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Vanessa Wu from Councilor Flynn's office. Councilor Flynn would like to go on record in support of this based on a good community process with the Seaport Neighborhood Association. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
I would. My name is Nicole Scanlon. I am the general manager. Seaport Social is part of our retail space. We are fully in support of this new concept. Our residents are excited for it, and they are big fans of Seaport Social as it is. We've worked with Rich and his team time and time again. They have, they offer great customer service, and they really make our residents feel like Seaport Social and them are a part of the Seaport community, and we're excited for the new concept. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 15, Fresh Boston Retail LLC, doing business as Fresh Boston, located at 232 Old Colony Ave in South Boston. holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned for a change of ownership interest and has also petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers. And lastly, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Alexis Sillery to Charles Merritt. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Commissioners, Secretary Green, Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty, Miller and Hanley on behalf of the licensee Fresh Boston Retail LLC doing business as Fresh Boston. I'm joined this morning by Charlie Merritt, the proposed manager of record, LLC manager, and new owner. The changes here reflect Mr. Merritt purchasing the business from his partners and will result in no changes into the way in which the business or license are operated. Mr. Merritt has extensive experience in the restaurant industry, including supervising the sale and service of alcohol for more than 9 years as an approved manager of record in his Nantucket location. He is a United States citizen, a resident of South Boston, and as I've said, extensively experienced in the food and beverage industry. He is familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABCC, and this board for the sale and service of alcohol. The approval of the application before you today will result in no changes in the way which the community has been able to access this amenity, and the business will continue to operate as that amenity it has been since 2022 when they opened. I want to thank you for hearing this application today and would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Can you remind me how big the square footage is of the package store side?
It is, off the top of my head, I don't know. It is minimal. It is not a very large space. I apologize. That wasn't part of this application, so and I was not involved in that original application.
No problem. We'll take a look at it. So I don't have any questions. Commissioner Carr and Commissioner Saxon?
I have no questions. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
And I'm pulling up the license right now. It is 341 square feet, one entrance, so a small portion of the space.
Thanks.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. Being no operational changes, ONS did not require an abutters meeting. The applicant, though, willingly met with the Andrew Square Neighborhood Association on April 28th to present the proposed change in ownership. Andrew Square Neighborhood Association was in support of this proposal. Additionally, our office has received 35 letters in support from both abutters and neighborhood patrons. We're unaware of any concerns at this time. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. I do see Vanessa with their hand raised.
Yep. Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. I'm Vanessa Wu from Councilor Flynn's office. Councilor Flynn would like to go on record in support based on a good community process with neighbors and the Andrews Square Civic Association. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. I also see a hand raised from an attorney, Gabrielle Hunter-Ensor. You may please provide your testimony.
Yes, my name is Gabrielle Hunter-Ensor and I represent the 232 Old Colony Condominium Trust. I'm here today in opposition to this proposal. The restaurant in question is located in a condominium building that is largely residential. There have been significant noise problems in the duration of the life of essentially Fresh Boston. In addition, the condominium documents expressly prohibit the transferring of any.
Daniel, are we on this one?
Yeah, sorry. Attorney Hunter-Ensor, is this about the package store, the change of ownership, or are we talking about the restaurant?
The change of ownership, I'm sorry.
I believe she's referring to the next
one.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's the next item. Nope, no worries. We're talking just about the package store at the moment.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
Great, we'll call on you in a moment. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on item 15, which is the Fresh Boston Retail LLC package store application? There being none, the board will take this under advisement. We will move on to the related item 16, Stadium Restaurant LLC, located at 232 Old Colony Ave in South Boston, holder of a common victualler 7-day alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to RSCM Holdings LLC, doing business as Fresh Boston at the same location. Charles Merritt, manager, 2 a.m. closing hour. Secondly, the applicant has also petitioned to amend the description of the licensed premise from in 2 rooms and kitchen on first floor, 1 room and kitchen on the second floor, 1 room and kitchen and stockroom in basement, to 2,594 square feet on 1 floor in 3 rooms with table and bar seating for 34 in the front, food prep, kitchen, and restrooms in the rear. Attorney Tom Miller, once again. Attorney Miller.
Thank you again, Secretary Green. Good morning again, Chairman Joyce and Commissioners. Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty, Miller and Hanley on behalf of the licensee or the applicant, RSCM Holdings LLC, Fresh Boston, doing business as Fresh Boston. I'm joined by Charlie Merritt, the proposed manager of record and owner of Fresh Boston. As stated, the application before you today is for a corporation to corporation transfer at the same location for a Section 12 restaurant license from the current licensee to Fresh Boston at the same location with a related alteration of premise. Fresh Boston has been in operation at this location for more than 3 years. The application before the board will update the license to reflect the premise as it has been built and operated during that time and reflect the change in the ownership from the original partners in this project to Charlie's purchase of the business from them. No work is being done here. The space is as it was built and has been operated during that time. Just to refresh the board's memory of Fresh Boston, they offer sandwiches, salads, bowls, and smoothies made with, as the name implies, fresh, high-quality ingredients. Their bar is similarly inspired, offering craft seasonal cocktails with house-made mixers. Since opening, Fresh Boston and Charlie have strived to become a gathering spot for the community. They have succeeded in that, becoming a space for members of the South Boston and Andrews Square community to meet for lunch, for a date night, or to gather and for dinner and drinks with friends and family. The application and the change to the license reflects the space as it was built out, approximately 2,594 square feet, with seating for 34 people at tables and bar. Additionally, there is no proposed change to the already previously approved closing hour for this location of 2 a.m. As we said, this is the way the space currently exists. We are just working to update the license to reflect that. As I've said, I'm joined by Mr. Merritt. He has extensive experience in the industry, supervising sale and service of alcohol for more than 9 years as an approved manager of record. He is a United States citizen, resident of South Boston, and is familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of the ABC, and this board for the sale and service of alcohol. As shown by the support that the board has received and ONS has received from current and former residents of this building and members of the South Boston community at large, Charlie has succeeded in making Fresh Boston a gathering spot and an amenity for the community. Charlie and his staff have created a welcoming environment, hosting charity events, bridal showers, and baby showers, and supporting events and causes that are important to their customers and the community at large. With the approval of this application, the board and the community will continue to be able to enjoy a space that has become a gathering spot for people who don't want to walk up to West Broadway and enjoy the types of establishments that are up there, but enjoy a community-focused, neighborhood-focused spot for people in a more relaxed and communal environment. I want to thank the board for hearing this application today, and would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thanks, Attorney. Thanks, Mr. Merritt, for joining us. Again, I just want to put on the record that we're here today for a transfer of the license. This is not a violation hearing for noise complaints, but I'm going to switch for a minute. I'm also executive director on the entertainment side, and I just want to talk to you a few moments about the type of entertainment that you've had there in the past. From what I can see, you've only pulled one-time entertainment license. I just want to remind you to familiarize yourself with what you can and cannot do there. We have been receiving noise complaints. You have to be able to monitor the noise and familiarize yourself with what those levels should be, especially given the fact that there are residents that live above you. And I believe the previous license was for non-live entertainment. So that is basically just television and background music. That does not mean you can do karaoke. That does not mean you can have a DJ unless you have a one-time entertainment license. That means you can't even have a computer-assisted playlist. So I think that will go a long way in the eyes of the community and in my eyes if you are a little bit more diligent about the noise levels and that your business model moving forward reflects what you are able to do now, and then come back to us and pull the appropriate licenses for what you would like to do moving forward. So that's what I want to say.
Thank you. Thank you,
Received
Madam
a
Chair.
lot of complaints, and we've received a lot of support. And it comes down to, I don't think you're familiar with what you are allowed to do. And you have to have someone on site to monitor noise.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We've been working with Mr. Merritt to help him understand what the parameters of what he is able to do are. We have worked with him to work and allay the concerns of some of the people in the building. As the board is aware, or may or may not be aware, there have been instances where BPD has been called to the premise related to noise. Every time they have come out, they have taken appropriate readings related to the noise level. They have found that he has always been within the allowable parameters of the noise complaint. As such, at least to our knowledge, he's not had any violations or violation notices related to noise emanating from the establishment. That being said, since we've been working with Mr. Merritt, we have encouraged him to work with the building to make sure that beyond staying within the technical parameters, he is also working with the building to make sure that he does not bother the residents.
So that's my point. We haven't had violations. We've had a lot of complaints, and it's more than just taking sound readings. He's going to have to work with the condo owners because noise travels differently through buildings. There could be, open areas between the condos above and his storefront. I don't know. I'm not a sound mitigator expert, but it sounds like if he wants to continue to do the events that he's been doing, he's going to have to work very closely with those condo owners. This is not unique to this building. I deal with this, as you know, attorney, throughout the entire city. And as more places come on and try to have these amenities for the neighborhood, you have to find a way to work and to live together. And just because the sound may not show up on a monitor above the noise ordinance, there could be other issues. There could be bass, it could be traveling up through elevator shafts, it could be causing a disturbance with the people. So these are quality of life issues that we have to take into consideration. So I'm encouraging you to continue to work with them as you continue to expand what you want to do in the space. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying you have to work together because our emails are flooded with complaints and the police are being called. So it's not enough to say, oh, we weren't over the noise ordinance. You need to start working with the residents.
We are doing our best to work with the residents to come to an understanding of what is and isn't allowed, and what is and isn't acceptable for Charlie's business model and their quality of life. This is not and never has been a nightclub. We understand.
No, I realize that, and this isn't a violation hearing. So
no,
for
I know.
those of us that are joining, this is a very unusual amount of people for a transfer of license. A very unusual amount of testimony that we've received in writing too. So I'm just letting you know this is not a noise violation hearing for all those that are here today. This is just to talk about the transfer of the ownership, which so far we've worked with you very closely, attorney. Everything seems to be lined up the way it should be, but that's all I have to say right now. And
I understand.
It has to do with my role as executive director of the entertainment division, not as chair of the licensing board. But with that, I will see if Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon have any questions about the application before us.
Not at this time, maybe after comments. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Then we will move to testimony. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Vanessa from Councilor Flynn's office. Let's see if your hand raised.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. This is Vanessa from Councilor Flynn's office. Councilor Flynn would like to go on record in support of this project based on good community process with neighbors and the Andrew Square Civic. However, he would like to ask the proponent and the team to continue to work with neighbors on the noise and quality of life issues. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Hunter Enzer, you may please provide your testimony to the board now.
Yes, thank you. I'm Gabrielle Hunter Enzer and I represent the 232 Old Colony Condominium Trust, which is the building that Fresh Boston is located in. I appreciate Ms. Joyce's addressing some of the concerns of the unit owner. Essentially, the issue is that the noise emanating from Fresh Boston has very much been disturbing quality of life within the condominium. Unit owners are experiencing loud bass, loud music late at night, as late as 1 or 2 or even 3 in the morning. These have been throughout the duration of Fresh Boston's existence within the condominium. The condominium is largely residential, and as such, needs to respect the needs of the residents as well. For that reason, we are in opposition to this application. Furthermore, the condominium docs do restrict any transfer ownership. The previous owners had been grandfathered in under the condominium docs to allow them to operate a restaurant as they have been doing. However, any new owners are barred from operating a restaurant out of the commercial unit within the condominium.
Do we have the condo docs? I know Attorney Miller was looking at them. Do we
I can certainly send them over after the hearing.
Thank you. We do that. Attorney Miller, would you like to respond to any of that on behalf of the applicant?
Yes, thank you, Secretary Green. And as Attorney Enzer said, we addressed a lot of the noise issues and quality of life issues here. Related to the condo association docs, this is not necessarily the appropriate forum to get into it, but Mr. Merritt is working with the association regarding the way in which those documents were changed and altered after RSCM Holdings took possession of the first floor condo. This is the same owner. The unit owner is RSCM Holdings. This is the same unit owner that has been here since they started operation. The only difference is the license is being transferred into its name related to essentially change in Mr. Merritt buying out his partner. It is not a new owner of the unit, and it is Mr. Merritt was always part of the ownership team of Fresh Boston. So in dealing with, while I'm not counsel to Mr. Merritt related to the condo association issues and the docs, I've been assured by his counsel that this falls within the parameters as the association amended those documents. And also there are other issues with that, but related directly to the association documents, this transfer, because RSCM Holdings has been the unit owner, does not violate those provisions.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Are there any follow-up questions from the board following the testimony?
Just one question, and again, we can follow up, Attorney Miller. Does our SCM Holdings LLC have the right to occupy the space?
They own it. They've owned it for, off the top of my head, I don't know, but they own the unit and have since.
Okay, that's the only question. Maybe? That's the only question the board is, that I'm concerned with right now.
Any further questions at this time? There's no further testimony and no further questions from the board, and the board will take this matter under advisement as well. Thank you all. Calling item number 17, Lola Burger Restaurant Boston LLC, doing business as Lola Burger, located at 11 Fan Pier Boulevard. Holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Self Up LLC, doing business as Self Up Cooking Classes, located at 19 Kingston Street. Premise consists of a multi-level commercial building of approximately 3,800 square feet, located at 19 Kingston Street, Units 1 and 2. First floor is 1,900 square feet, with 2 kitchens, 2 bathrooms, and storage. Second floor is 1,900 square feet, consisting of a large open space, 1 bathroom and storage, and 2 kitchens, 49-person occupancy per floor. Gegam Artsruni, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour. And secondly, the applicant has also petitioned to change the license type from a Section 12 restaurant to a Section 12 general on-premise The board may recall that they have already approved this location and this applicant for the transfer of a license recently. That deal did not work out, and the applicant is back before us with a separate transfer. Attorney Elizabeth Pisano. Attorney Pisano.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of the applicant Self Up LLC. With me today is Greg Artzuni. He is one of the owners and the proposed manager of record. This application is to transfer a wine and malts license from Lola Burger Restaurant Boston LLC and change the location to Self Up's already existing cooking school at 19 Kingston Street. We're also looking to change the type of the license from a Section 12 restaurant to a Section 12 general on premise. Sorry, just bought this one out. This application, it's the same application that we had come before you back in September of 2024. The deal had fallen through, so we had to get a new seller. So the application, the concept, the premise, everything is staying exactly the same. So for the record, I would like to incorporate by reference our presentation from that September 25th, 2024 meeting for the record. The only difference of this one is that the proposed manager of record is going to be Greg Artzuni. That is the only difference, and of course, the seller of the license. I am happy to go through and quickly highlight their concept and go over, the public need and character and fitness. If you would like me to again, I'll leave that up to the board and let me know which you prefer. Otherwise, I can just go over the credentials of the manager of record. I don't want to take up too much time, but I'm happy to go through it if you want.
Thank you. I'm satisfied that we've already found public need here. If you want to go into the qualifications of the manager of record.
Great.
Take it from there.
Okay, so Greg is a Massachusetts resident. He is a U.S. citizen, and he is familiar with the rules and regulations relating to the sale of alcohol. He has been the owner at Self Up since 2017. And prior to that, he worked at the Beverly Hills Polo Club in Dubai. So he has the experience necessary in the food and beverage industry. And we're happy to answer any other questions that you have for him.
Thank you. I don't have any questions at this time. Commissioner Carr and Commissioner Saxon.
No questions. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. ONS had run a community process back in 2023, as you had previously mentioned. We are unaware of any concerns at this time, and also understand that the downtown bid is supportive of this transfer. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Vanessa, you may go ahead.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. This is Vanessa from Councilor Flynn's office. Councilor Flynn would like to go on record in support of this project based on good community feedback and support from the downtown bid. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 18, Hot Eastern Inc. 18 and 19 are actually being called together. They are related transactions at the same location. Item 18, Hot Eastern Inc. doing business as Friendship BBQ, located at 40 Harrison Ave, holder of a common victualler 7-day wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Seaport 50 Hospitality LLC, doing business as Tacos El Chiquis, located at 50 Northern Ave. Premise consists of 2,123 square foot full service restaurant with 20 seats, a dining room, service area, kitchen, walk-in cooler, storage, and bathrooms with 2 entrances and 4 exits, and an annual 224 square foot outdoor patio with 18 seats on private property. Patio closes at 11 p.m. with all patrons off by 11:30. Indoor closing hours 1 a.m. Sunday through Thursday, 3 a.m. Friday through Saturday, with alcohol service ending at 1 a.m. Dominic Minot's manager. And item 19, the related item, Seaport 50 Hospitality LLC, doing business at Tacos El Chiquis at the same location, 50 Northern Ave, has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. A sales counter, walk-in cooler for storage of products, approximately 156 square feet with one entrance and one exit. Manager also Dominic Minotz, closing time 11 p.m. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller. Attorney Miller, I see you on here still. Are you still with us? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it helps if I click the right buttons.
Perfect.
Thank you again, Secretary Green. Good morning again, Chairman Joyce and Commissioners. Tom Miller from Dermot Quilty, Miller and Hanley, on behalf of the applicant, Seaport 50 Hospitality LLC, doing businesses Tacos El Chiquis. Today I'm joined by George Abujadi and Dominic Minotz, the proposed owners of Tacos El Chiquis. As stated, the applications before you today are to transfer a Section 12 restaurant license to this location and for the issuance of a new Section 15 wine and malt beverages package store license here. George and Dominic have extensive experience in the industry and also know the area well. George has owned and operated committee right next door to this space for more than 10 years, and Dominic has many decades of experience in the restaurant industry and has been the COO at committee for more than 2 years. They both know how to run a high-quality restaurant that's an amenity to the neighborhood, and they're going to do so here at this location. They have seen here in this area a need for a dine-in and takeout restaurant providing accessible quality food options in a casual environment for people of the area who are looking for a good lunch, a meal before they meet up with friends, on their way home after a night out or after a night of hard work, whether it's at one of the other establishments in the area or coming back to the Seaport from one of the many hospitals or other type of facilities in the city that keep their workers there late at night. The team has drawn their inspiration for this concept from the food and culture of Northern Mexico, and their offerings will be made with high quality and fresh ingredients. They will offer unique tacos, authentic street foods, including sandwiches called semitas, as well as agua frescas, and a unique and curated selection of wine, Mexican wine and beer. In addition to the unique offerings, they're going to offer a local catering option for businesses and companies in the area, providing them with something distinct for their functions in their offices that is, as I said, distinct and local. To complement the food here, they will offer a curated selection of Mexican beers and wines for their customers. These will be chosen specifically to complement the menu offerings and will feature unique, niche, and specialty labels that are not available elsewhere in this area or possibly even in the greater Boston area. Dominic has extensive experience in making these type of selections and is going to bring that experience to this location. They are applying for the Section 15 package store license in addition to the transferring the on-premise license, so they can provide those same offerings to their customers, whether they choose to dine in or to take their food home with them to enjoy in a little more of a quieter setting in their house. As said, this will be opening at 50 Northern Ave in a space that has been long vacant, former Be Good test kitchen. Both the premises together are approximately 2,300 square feet. The package store has a dedicated entrance and will be approximately 150 square feet with its own sales counter, cooler, and storage area. The restaurant is approximately 2,132 square feet and will have seating for 20 inside, and as well as a 244 square foot patio on private property with 3 picnic tables in front with seating for 18. The overall operational hours are from 11 a.m. to 1 Sunday through Thursday and 11 a.m. to 2 on Friday and Saturdays, which I'll address in a minute. The kitchen will be open the whole time. The patio, as stated, will close at 11 p.m. Or customers will not be able to sit on the patio after 11 p.m. and will close at 11:30. All customers off by 11:30. As I said, I'm joined by Dominic Minotz, who is a proposed manager of record. He has previously been approved by this board and the ABCC as a manager of record, one such place being Sorolina. He is a U.S. citizen, a resident of Concord. He has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry, as I've stated, including more than 20 years managing restaurants. He is familiar with the laws of the Commonwealth, the rules of this board, and the ABCC for the sale and service of alcohol. We did attend an abutters meeting hosted by ONS, as Connor will likely speak to in a minute, and answered questions presented by those in attendance. There were some questions regarding the need for the later closing hour that the applicant addressed. Because of George and Dominic have been members of this community for a long time, they've seen the need for both their staff, the staff of other licensees, and residents of the community coming home later in the evening, whether it is from a shift, as I mentioned, at the hospital, or coming from another licensed establishment in the city, for high quality food that is different from the other restaurants that are open late, as the board has heard from fast food options. All of the quality fresh operations in this area are closed by the time these folks are on their way home, and these people, they've seen a need and demand for high quality, fresh, accessible food later in the evening. That being said, the applicant has heard the community's questions related to the 3 a.m. closing hour, and as such has agreed to roll back that closing hour to 2 a.m. Because of that, and they look forward to showing the community that this will be an amenity to all members and not be a detriment to anyone. And we look forward to working with them to see if this is something that can work later as we move forward. We want to thank the board for hearing this application today, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Very good explanation. So just, I mean, maybe this will come, maybe you can explain to me so I can get it on the record. The public need for a package store. I know it's a different type of concept, but I know those questions came up in some of the meetings. So just for the record, go ahead.
Yes, no, thank you, Madam Chair. As I said, but to express it more clearly and more in depth, this is not going to be a quick stop wine and malt license. The idea here is to Dominic and George are creating a very curated selection of wines and beers that specifically complement the menu from the same area which inspired this menu, Northern Mexico. The offerings here, the concept here is both a dining concept and a concept that allows people to take the food home with them. In order to offer that same amenity for the specifically curated and unique selection of wine and malt beverages, they want to create the option for their customers to also bring those home as well, so that they can enjoy things that these specifically chosen and complimentary drinks with them. They're not available at other places that are in the immediate area because that's not their concept. We're not going to ask them to change their concept to accommodate our customers. This is something that they have seen successful, especially during COVID operations, people wanting to get specific drinks to complement the food offerings. As such, they're offering that. They want to offer that here to their customers.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
No questions at this time. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we move to testimony, sorry, Attorney Miller, could you just clarify one more time the hours that the application is for? It does sound like they're different from what is on the agenda, what was applied for. Just to clarify.
Yes.
Yeah.
I apologize if I wasn't clear. In working with Councilor Flynn and the community, we understand their concerns related to a 3 a.m. closing. As such, we've agreed to a 2 a.m. closing instead.
Great.
Work with the community. They want to be good neighbors, and they want to be the amenity that they think this will be. They want to work with the community on that regard.
Thank you for that clarification. With that, I will ask, are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office could defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant's representation, ONS is conducting a butters meeting on April 2nd, at which time the 3 a.m. was the proposed closing time for food services. There were a number of abutters who expressed opposition, focusing on that 3 a.m. closing time. They were also in contact with the Seaport Neighborhood Association, which I understand also had concerns with the original proposed closing time, and also had expressed some confusion regarding both licenses being sought, both the all alcohol and the package store license. With that information, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I just want to clarify, this is the on-premise license is also a wine and malt. Both are wine and malts, just for clarity's sake.
Thank you. That is correct. Vanessa, you may please provide.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. This is Vanessa Wu from Councillor Flynn's office. Councillor Flynn would like to go on record in support due to a good community process and good faith compromises with the neighbors. Our office heard from neighbors and the Seaport Neighborhood Association on their support for the restaurant due to a long track record of being a good neighbor next door. However, residents and the councillor advocated to see a compromise on a 2 a.m. closing hour. From conversations with the proponent, it is our understanding that the team has agreed on a 2 a.m. closing. And the councillor would like to thank Attorney Miller and neighbors for working together on quality of life issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. I do see Norm Lind with his hand raised. Mr. Lind, you may please provide your testimony.
Thank you very much. Norm Lind, President of the Seaport Neighborhood Association. I just want to say thank you to Dominic and George for the compromise that has been reached. I wasn't aware of that until I got on this call that it was going to be at 2 a.m. Closing hour. So we appreciate their and Attorney Miller's help in reaching a compromise to make sense for the neighborhood. They will still be only one of 4 businesses, I believe, now that use a 2 a.m. close, either on a part-time or full-time basis. A couple of those restaurants have been a focus of concerns surrounding noise, and have also led to police visits. We do not expect that to happen here. It's a very different type of concept, and the people and committee has been such a tremendous neighbor for us over the years that we look forward to continuing. I was a little bit unclear in my notes on whether they were using any kind of Uber Eats apps or any of the food service apps. If so, we just asked them to be cognizant of any double parking that might occur out in front of their business to block the street, and also to monitor the outdoor seating so it doesn't interfere with the traffic going by. Lastly, on the package store question, frankly, our group doesn't have enough experience with package stores to really make a judgment. I would point out there are two package stores within a 2-block radius of the area there. We leave it to the board to make a judgment on that. And again, thank you very much for working with us, and we look forward to the business.
Thank you for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on these items 18 and 19? Any further questions from the board following testimony? Board will take these matters under advisement. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 20, Petrova Chocolates LLC, doing business as Petrova Chocolates, located at 61 Salem Street, has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise located at 61 Salem Street, 850 square feet total, approximately 425 square feet on the ground floor, 1 main entrance exit on Salem Street, and 425 square foot basement for storage, office, and private restroom. Manager Blagovesta Petrova, closing time 7 p.m. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Good morning again, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the applicant. Signed on with us this morning is owner and proposed manager of record, Betty Petrova of Petrova Chocolates. The proposal before you this morning is for a new chocolate shop and wine store at 61 Salem Street in the North End, producing and selling high-end artisan chocolates, truffles, bonbons, and bars, as well as specialty wines focusing on Eastern European producers of natural wines. By way of background, Betty initially started her business in 2020, crafting chocolates with unique flavors and textures, drawing from her Bulgarian background and fine dining experience. In 2020, this business started largely out of necessity when she was let go, like so many others in the industry at that time, from her pastry chef position. She started doing pop-ups, quickly receiving accolades, including Best of Boston Side Hustle turned Artisan Business by Boston Magazine. And she was also awarded gold, silver, and bronze medals from the Academy of Chocolate in the UK, as well as the Chocolate Salon in San Francisco. In 2023, she first opened her East Boston storefront with her artisan chocolate offerings. And since then has continued to participate in events around the city like SOA and Snowport, and also runs several corporate and wholesale accounts throughout the city of Boston as well as the country, all while continuing to garner exposure, growth, and positive feedback, which has now led her to Salem Street in the North End. When Betty initially came to Boston in 2015, she lived in the North End for 5 years. So she loves the close-knit community, which often reminds her of home, and she's looking forward to being back in the neighborhood more on a regular basis. As the legal ad indicated, the description of the premises is approximately 850 square feet, evenly split between the ground floor main retail space and the basement. 60% of the store would be dedicated to the chocolate portion of the business, with 40% being dedicated to the wines, where she would carry product from approximately 20 different Eastern European producers at any given time. And the hours of operation are proposed to be daily from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. As far as public need is concerned regarding this particular license, first, while we're asking for a beer and wine package store license, Betty would only be selling wine. This particular business and her concept is unique. As I indicated previously, the focus is solely on Eastern European natural wines. When she was conducting market research, she really found that there truly is a gap in the market for the availability of Eastern European wines in Boston and the surrounding areas, wine shops, despite the city's diverse population, which includes a significant number of Bulgarians, Serbians, and other Eastern European communities. Those shops that happen to carry Eastern European wines, which from her research she learned was incredibly limited again in Boston and the surrounding area, they really only carry one or two options at a time, which largely go ignored on the shelves. Similarly, while natural wine offerings from regions all over the world are on the rise, there are truly limited natural wine offerings as well in the North End and throughout Boston. Where the concentration and their focus is solely on natural wines. There's really only a small handful of stores in Boston who concentrate their focus there, despite hundreds of package store licenses being currently issued. Given Bulgaria's ancient winemaking traditions, which I learned as well date back to over 6,000 years, Betty believes that these wines deserve greater recognition. By showcasing selections from Bulgaria and neighboring regions, she aims to introduce customers to exceptional wines that are often overlooked in mainstream retail. And while, yes, there are other wine shops in the North End neighborhood, this particular offering will enrich Boston's wine scene by offering unique, high-quality selections that celebrate the deep-rooted traditions of Eastern European winemaking. Further, it's highly likely that not a single wine offered at Petrova's Chocolates will be found anywhere else in the neighborhood, and incredibly limited options throughout Boston as a whole. The proposed license will provide cultural economic enhancement as well, and diversity. As everyone knows, the North End neighborhood is rooted deeply in Italian culture and heritage. This business will contribute to the cultural diversity there and vibrancy of not only the neighborhood, but again, the city as well. And together with the store's chocolate offerings, she'll be able to teach customers about unique pairings and educate on how different varietals of Eastern European wines can enhance flavors of her handcrafted chocolates, which is really a unique concept all around. As far as the character and fitness is concerned, Betty is a U.S. citizen and a Massachusetts resident. She is familiar with the rules and regulations regarding the sale of alcohol, and she has a decade worth of extensive experience in the hospitality industry, and is well versed in fine dining cuisine, which translates into her chocolate work and wine offerings. Regarding community process, we did meet with the two neighborhood organizations of the North End Waterfront Neighborhood Council. They voted to support. I believe their letter is officially on their way to you and will be to you before tomorrow morning. And I believe the board also is in receipt of the Residents Association's non-opposition letter, in addition to several other support letters from neighborhood business owners and residents. Following this, we're happy to answer any questions or concerns the board might have regarding this proposal.
Thank you, attorney. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Petrova. I've never seen a concept like this come before us, so this is new and interesting. Excuse me. I think the testimony was that 40% of the floor space or the offerings will be wine. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have the floor plan in front of me, which is fine, but should this be approved, we just ask that you keep a copy of the floor plan on site, should there be an inspection. If you want to, should you want to expand beyond this 40%, we would just want you to come back to the board.
Understood.
Okay. Thanks very much, Commissioner Curran. Commissioner Saxon, do you have any questions?
I do not. Thank you.
No questions. Thank you.
Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process, as you heard from the applicant's representation. ONS had the applicant circulate flyers to abutters within 300 feet. We received one support letter from a abutting resident. They went on to meet with both civic associations, New Ra and New Nick, with New Ra submitting a letter in non-opposition and New Nick being in full support of this proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any, oh, sorry, okay. Go ahead, Gabriella.
Good morning, everyone. Gabriela Ramirez here on behalf of Boston City Councilor Gabriela Coletta Zapata's office. The council would like to go in support of this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? The board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 21, Flores Mantilla Inc., doing business as Flores Mantilla, located at 595 Tremont Street in Roxbury, has applied for a retail package store wines and malt beverages license to be exercised on the above, a retail store on the lower level of the building located at 595 Tremont Street. Retail space is approximately 750 square feet with storage in the basement. That is approximately 750 square feet. 2 entrances and 2 exits. Manager Nancy Mantilla. Closing time 7 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of the applicant Flores Mantilla Inc. With me today is Nancy Mantilla. She is the owner and operator of a floral shop in the South End. This application is a proposal for a beer and wine license at our existing floral shop at 595 Tremont Street. This is where Nancy has been running a floral and gift boutique for the past since 2017. Before she as a way of background, Nancy has over 42 years of experience in the floral and gift business. She began her career in Marblehead, where she opened her first floral shop back in 2000. Prior to that, she worked for the Ritz-Carlton and Winston Flowers. In 2017, she opened her Boston location and quickly established herself as a staple in the South End community. She's a dedicated small business owner with a strong reputation for professionalism, integrity, and customer service. Her South End boutique has become the go-to destination for all upscale, thoughtfully assembled gifts tailored to weddings, anniversaries, holidays, events, you name it. But the inclusion of a bottle of wine or champagne would be a natural extension of that service. When people are looking to put together a gift basket or are picking up a gift for somebody, you're usually going for the florals or a bottle of wine or champagne, and that's what Nancy would like to do. She's had a lot of customer requests for that. Just to make it easier for those going in to already buy the flowers rather than, you know, make another trip and go purchase a bottle of fine wine or champagne somewhere else. It's easier once the gift basket is all put together or the gift box is all assembled together. It just makes it easier and does meet that public demand. The South End is home to a vibrant community of residents and professionals who are always purchasing gifts, whether it's for personal, corporate, or celebratory reasons. So there is this unmet public demand for this one-stop luxury gifting experience that will have flowers, gourmet items, and fine wine or champagne. Nancy does not plan on selling any beer. So there would be no beer, no nips, no packages, like big packages of beer, obviously no liquor because this is a beer and wine. So it would be a very low impact license. The license would be restricted really to targeted customers buying gifts already. So Nancy wouldn't operate as, a convenience or package store. It's specifically a boutique that's going to offer specialty elevated gifts. And the addition of a bottle of wine or champagne is just purely to complement what she's already putting together for her customers. It is not intended to compete with any neighborhood liquor stores. It's just offering a different niche service tailored to a specific buyer. She'll only be open until 7 p.m., so there won't be any late night purchases of, a pack of beer or bottles of alcohol for those last minute runs. And like I said, no sale of nips, singles, or packages of beer. It will be predominantly limited to sealed, prepackaged wine and champagne as part of the gift arrangements that her customers will pre-order or walk in and order and wait for the assembly of it. Nancy has a deep understanding of the protocol and product responsibility and will implement all the necessary protocols for verifying age, staff training. She'll get her tip certification. Most of her sales are done either online, over the phone, or in person. There are no third-party delivery companies. And for outreach, we received a letter of support from the Ellis South End Neighborhood Association on February 27th. I sent into the board many letters of support from current customers and neighbors, just really giving their support for Nancy and her women-owned local business. And I communicated with Eva Jones from the mayor's office. We were required to flyer notice to abutters, but a formal meeting was not required of us. And so in summary, this is just a unique community-rooted business run by an experienced and responsible owner. She is committed to maintaining the integrity of the neighborhood and providing a valued service. And we'd like to thank you for your time and consideration on hearing out our proposal here. Nancy is a proposed manager of record. She's a U.S. citizen, Massachusetts resident, and is familiar with the rules and regulations relating to the sale of alcohol. And like I said, she's been running this small business for over 25 years and has been in the city of Boston for about 7 years now and has not had any issues with compliance on any other her permits or certificates that she holds. This is a small store, so really being able to maximize her space and be able to offer her customers more items, especially ones that everyone is continuously asking for, and that we are always picking up flowers, picking up a bottle of alcohol, just making it more convenient for her customers is really the goal here. So we're happy to answer any other questions that you have.
Thank you. Your presentation answered all of my questions. With that, I'll turn to Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon.
I have no questions. Thank you.
None from me. Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no questions from the board, I'll see if there are any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office could defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process, as you heard from the applicant's representation, they dispersed flyers to abutters within 300 feet. We received one support letter. They also were connected with the Union Park Neighborhood Association, which was in full support of this proposal. We're unaware of any concerns at this time. With that, we'd like to defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. I see Sydney from Councilor Flynn's office with a hand raised.
Hi, thank you, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Sydney Scanlon from Counselor Flynn's office. At this time, Counselor Flynn would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 22, FAS LLC, doing business as Mesab Restaurant located at 1746 to 1752 Washington Street in Roxbury, has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. Premise identified as 1746 to 1752 Washington Street, Suite C, 983 square feet total, in 3 rooms on ground floor, including 1 main dining area for seated guests, kitchen, and a back room housing a walk-in refrigerator and sinks. Main entrance exit on Washington Street, emergency exit in rear. Manager Ariane Berhain, closing time 1 a.m. Attorney Kristen Scanlon. Attorney Scanlon.
Morning again, Madam Chair, members of the board, Attorney Green, Kristen Scanlon for the applicant. Signed on with us this morning is the owner and proposed manager of record, Ariane Berhani, along with, I'm sure, her husband, Kirby Johannes, sitting right next to her as well. The proposal, as you mentioned before you, is for an all alcohol beverage license for a new Eritrean restaurant at this particular location. By way of background, Ariane previously ran with her family a pizza shop for nearly a decade in Roxbury by Ruggles train station. After COVID, business wasn't doing so well there, so they left that recently to focus on this restaurant in the South End neighborhood where they've always lived. This particular space used to be a restaurant known as Teranga, which was a mix of French and North African food. The space, I believe, has been vacant for quite some time, even before COVID. The square footage itself is a small, quaint neighborhood restaurant, just under 1,000 square feet. The kitchen was already there, which is wonderful for this operator that they can go in with the infrastructure readily available to them, with a proposed 30 seats, which includes a bar with 10 seats. This restaurant's emphasis will be on food, culture, and hospitality, and with the license, they're seeking to enhance the overall dining experience and offerings. The proposed hours of operation will be Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m., where they'd like to serve breakfast on the weekends. In all likelihood, and as of note regarding the hours of operation, they will likely close earlier in the evening, similar to many other South End restaurants, but also similar to many other South End restaurants, they're requesting a closing of 1 a.m. so that they can offer that for private buyouts and events if needed. The menu is certainly unique to Boston. It's hard to find Eritrean and Ethiopian options in the city as a whole, especially since the neighborhood lost their beloved Addis Red Sea several years ago. Dining in this regard is a cultural experience with this type of food. Everything is eaten with their particular bread, which is known as injera bread. It's a type of flatbread with many different beef, chicken, lamb, and vegetable options using spices and flavors native to Northern and Eastern Africa that take several hours to make and perfect. In Ariam's case, recipes she'll be using, she has perfected over the years cooking at home with her family, and she's looking forward to sharing those flavors of home with the city. While they will offer some familiar wines, beer, and spirits to customers, they will also offer tej, which is a honey wine unique to the region. Also with breakfast, they'll probably focus more on Mediterranean style food with pita bread, egg dishes, and offerings as well. As far as public need is concerned, because this is a request for a new license to enhance the overall dining experience. Number one, we're of course applying for this license due to the availability through the 2024 legislation. This particular location, as previously indicated, has historically been a restaurant space, and it has sat vacant for 5+ years. So it'll be bringing back life to a much desired area and location of the South End. Similarly, and as I did previously mention, the neighborhood lost its only Ethiopian restaurant nearly a decade ago, so they will fill a deeply felt gap in the area. There are only approximately, I believe, 4 other Ethiopian restaurants throughout the entire city, of which half of those are in Jamaica Plain, despite a heightened population in the city. So this will contribute to the surrounding community's social cultural economic fabric as well. And in that vein, the restaurant will also attract both local residents and visitors alike, fostering increased foot traffic and vibrancy of the neighborhood, which we heard echoed throughout the community process, that it is greatly desired for this block of Washington Street. What we also heard through our discussions with the neighborhood and also submit to the board in support of public need for this license is that with a newly revived restaurant and license at this location, it will hopefully act as a catalyst for further investment and activity in this area, reactivating other vacant storefronts with unique small businesses, reviving foot traffic and activity along this particular corridor of Washington Street. While there are other nearby restaurants, some with licenses serving Spanish food, there's a coffee shop and wine bar nearby, Mexican, pizza, Middle Eastern, and Chinese. This concept clearly differs significantly from neighborhood offerings, again, not only in this neighborhood, but throughout Boston and the surrounding area as a whole. It's really a cuisine that's unique to this region, and they're excited to share their culture with the city. As far as character and fitness of the applicant is concerned, Ariam is a U.S. citizen and a Massachusetts resident. She has been a South End resident in particular for 24 years, and she's familiar with the rules and regulations of this board and the ABCC regarding the service and sale of alcohol. As I previously indicated, she does have experience in the hospitality and restaurant industry, but this will be her first time being a licensee. So she will be TIPS trained and certified, and they will also require that of staff as well to ensure strict compliance with alcohol rules. Regarding the community process, we did first meet with the Worcester Square Area Neighborhood Association back in January, who unanimously supported the application. I believe the board has their letter on file as well. And we did also participate in a mayor's office, a butters meeting in April, where longtime residents spoke in strong support, noting that they desperately need nice restaurants to go to in the area, that they miss the Ethiopian food that used to be in the area, and again, that they're really focused on bringing this part of Washington Street back to life, and they think it's good for safety, but also huge for community building. So with restaurants, if you can't go somewhere and have a drink and linger, you can't get that many people out and support the small businesses in this endeavor. Lastly, I believe the board is in receipt upwards of 40 support letters, including a support letter from State Representative for this area, John Moran, regarding this applicant and their proposal for this location. With that, we're happy to answer any questions or concerns the board might have.
Just really quickly, Attorney Scanlon, before we move to questions from the board, I don't see the proposed manager of record on screen. Esperhane, if you're with us, could you please turn your camera on to the board? There we go. Thank you. All right. Sorry, Chairman Joyce, if you have any questions.
I don't see the manager of record either. Maybe just
She
maybe I
just
missed
came on
it.
screen. The name on is Ariam.
Just looking.
Yep. Ariam, could you wave or unmute yourself so we can make sure we see you on camera?
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. There's two of you in the bottom in the screen. There you are. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to your attorney for that description and explanation. At this point, I have no questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
Sorry, sir, we haven't moved to testimony yet. We'll call on you in a moment. Sorry,
No
we're still.
questions for me. Thank you.
Great. Now I'll ask, are there any individuals who would like to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Service. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information on the community process. So the applicant had met with the Worcester Square Neighborhood Association back in January 28th of 2025. They received enthusiastic support from the Civic Association. A letter was forwarded to the board. Our office then hosted an abutters meeting on April 23rd of 2025. There were a number of residents who were supportive. We went on to receive a letter of support from one of those residents. I also believe the state rep has also submitted a letter in support as well. With that information, we'll defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Hello, Madam Chair, members of the board. Liam Remus from Counselor Fitzgerald's office. Our office would like to go on record in support of this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hi, I know you were trying to speak, so I will unmute you. You may have up to 2 minutes to provide your testimony. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I have some, my name is Tahai. I'm, yes, a house owner. The rental property is located directly above the proposal, this restaurant, in this building. This restaurant is supposed to be how to say, the first floor. Say the property located the second floor. So that's the same. I have, there's such, the painful experience the 7 years ago. And this is the same location, but different, the restaurant, this is a bar, and they make great noise. The tenants, give me a complaint for a lot of time and also call the police, And so this is a way painful, So then I finally, the tenants, so left, move away. So this is give me a lot of trouble, So if you ask my opinion, still I disagree. And this is application, be honest, mostly what I'm concerned is a noise, I hope, to minimize the service time, not the 1 a.m. and maybe the 11 p.m. maybe would be best, for the neighborhood. And also I strongly suggest and to add some material to prevent how to say, noise, And so definitely the TV, the music is so loudly, and also the floor on the second floor is shaking, it's definitely is painful,
Thank you, Mr. Wang, for your testimony. I do also see a hand raised from John from the Worcester Square Area Neighborhood Association. You may please provide your testimony. You'll have 2 minutes to do so.
Hi, thank you. I'm co-president of the Worcester Square Area Neighborhood Association, and we've been working with this concept and the folks since January. We are, as a neighborhood, very enthusiastic, and we voiced our unanimous support at our meetings. And I know that the letter you've received should indicate that. I also am aware that the Butters meetings took place, and again, there was unanimous support at the Butters meetings for this lovely concept to breathe more life back into this corner that has been vacant for quite some time. The space, as Attorney Scanlon indicated, is historically been a restaurant, and we're hoping that will continue to be the case. I understand the concerns of potential hours going to 1 o'clock in the morning. If Toro, the neighbor just down the street from the proposed location, is any indication, Toro is open from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And let's face it, Boston's really not known as a city that stays up much later than midnight. But I also understand the needs of the proposed restaurant owners to be able to offer that later time if they're having an event or a group in there. So the neighborhood, again, has our support. I can't think of anything else I really want to say at this point, except we're really looking forward to having this space brought back to life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next hand I see raised is from Lisa Loveland. You may please provide your testimony. You'll have 2 minutes to do so.
Hi, my name is Lisa Loveland, and I'm a resident on Worcester Square. And I just wanted to, officially say I'm in complete support of this. I think it's really important for the community to have those restaurant spaces filled. One, just to kind of have a place to bring people together, and a liquor license will help with that. And it's also important to have it open at night, later in the evening, because the more eyes and people we have on the street, the safer that area becomes. So I think from, their sustainability as a business, they need a liquor license. And from a community standpoint, I'm thrilled to have them there. I think it'll help bring people together and socialize, and also help keep, eyes on the street. So thanks so much.
Thank you for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 23, KKR Holdings LLC, doing business as District 7 Cafe, located at 376 Warren Street in Roxbury, has applied for a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. The leased premises consists of approximately 1,235 square feet of space, with 2 exits on the first floor of a commercial and residential building. When you walk into the cafe on 376 Warren Street, you can place orders at the barista counter to the right. There's one of the restrooms in the back of the cafe, or walk left and continue to the seating and bar side of the cafe, which has an exit onto Maywood Street. Alcohol will be stored in a locked closet in the basement. Manager Royal Smith. Closing time 2 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
Royal Smith.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Smith. If you could please briefly present the proposed concept to the board.
Good afternoon, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Royal Smith. I'm the proposed manager on record for District 7 Cafe, located at 376 Warren Street in the Martin Luther King Warren Street intersection. The concept is a coffee shop with a cafe seating area attached. The cafe seating area is approximately 600 square feet, and the regular cafe transient area takes up the rest of the room at roughly 600 square feet as well. We're looking for a breakfast and lunch concept service to start at the coffee shop at 7 a.m., cafe for seating at 9. We will conclude service at 3 p.m. And then after that, we will open the space to the community for events. It's not a norm. It won't be a everyday thing, but we are asking for a 2 a.m. closing because in this area of Roxbury, there are no other spaces. We want to make the space available for organizations. You know, we do a lot of work with the YMCA, the neighborhood civic associations, and they often will use the space for private events. Going in line with things, I am a resident of Massachusetts. My experience in the hospitality industry is extensive with 20 plus years working in acquisitions with major hotel chains to operating a bar here in Boston. Sorry about that. That's the background from the neighborhood.
No problem. Thank you. I'll just get the other manager of record questions out of the way and then go into the proposal. Are you a citizen?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of our board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, I don't have the application right in front of me. I did look at it before, but could you describe for us the type of space that would be available for neighborhood use?
So essentially, when the sitting area is not in session, we will open it up to the neighborhood.
So after 3?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So tell me a little bit about so at lunchtime, will you be serving all alcohol?
Yes. So, with the breakfast and lunch concept, we're requesting the all alcohol so the patrons can have the sit down patrons can have options for mimosas and other cocktails and such for their consumption while they're having their breakfast and lunch and while seating.
Okay. At this point, I don't have any questions, but I might afterwards. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
No questions at this time. Thank you.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. ONS had hosted an abutters meeting on December 18th of last year. It was lightly attended. No concerns were raised in that meeting. The applicant was then connected to the 9 Streets Neighborhood Association. With that information, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Thank you. Any further questions from the board?
I do have one more, Danny. I was just looking at the map, and my apologies for not having this ready beforehand. But this location is basically next door to District 7, correct?
It's next door. Yes, ma'am.
So District 7 has an all alcohol license?
Yes, ma'am.
So one of the questions we have to ask everybody, every application that comes before us is, what is the public need for an additional license? What are you offering that maybe District 7 isn't offering? Can you tell me a little bit more about that to build out the public need argument?
Sure. With District 7 Cafe, we will be offering food. If you're familiar with this area, the only food options we have are Popeyes and Crown Chicken. So breakfast and lunch will be served from District 7 Cafe. And with this area, there's not many licensed premises within this 02119 area of Roxbury. District 7 being one, the nearest being Suya Joint, maybe at a mile away, and Fort Hill being a mile away in the other direction. So as far as need, with the population and the strong residents and people in the area, we would like to offer the option of having a drink with their meal.
Okay. Just see for a minute. So it's gonna be a totally different concept.
Yes. It's a breakfast and lunch concept with a coffee house on one side and a breakfast and lunch sit down.
Okay. I'm satisfied with that. I appreciate it. I have no other questions.
Anything further from the board? And are there any additional individuals who would like to testify? The board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling item number 24, Impossible Shows LLC, doing business as the Conjurers Club, located at 40 Franklin Street, has applied for a general on-premise all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above 5,789 square feet on one floor, ground level, with 3 entrances and exits used for immersive theatrical experience, to include a main performance space, the parlor, with seating for approximately 45, as well as 5 smaller rooms and performance areas with various amounts of seating. Storage located in employee area of the space. Alcohol served in all guest-facing rooms. Manager Jonathan Lang. Closing time 12 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
I am. Thank you, Executive Secretary Green. I'm Jonathan Lang. I'm the owner of Impossible Shows. I'm also the applicant proposed manager of record. A little bit about Impossible Shows. We are a new LLC, and our mission is to bring unique hybrid model, a new hybrid model of innovation for arts and entertainment, pursuing balance between artistic and commercial enterprises. And we are looking to provide needed quality entertainment for the city of Boston to engage local and international tourism markets, provide living wages for local artists, designers, performers, and arts and entertainment professionals through our various entertainment pursuits, and inclusion on stage, backstage, front of house, front office, which provides racial and gender diversity and equality, including providing jobs in a working environment which welcomes and values persons with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I am a Boston native and a current resident of downtown. I am a graduate of the Boston Conservatory, and I'm an entertainment and hospitality professional for my entire life, which includes 25 years working for the Walt Disney Company in leadership positions in entertainment for Disney Cruise Line, Walt Disney Imagineering, and Walt Disney Parks and Resorts. Impossible Shows is a space grant recipient, and we are looking for a new license for our immersive theatrical experience, which would be open 6 days a week from 5 p.m. till midnight, offering 2 performances, one at 5 p.m. and one at 9 p.m. We have a small audience of 49 people, so that would be 49 people per show, 98 per night, 588 people per week, and 31,000 per year. We will offer sweet and savory food items from local vendors. We will not make them ourselves. And we are looking to provide themed specialty cocktails, spirit-free cocktails, and coffee and espresso. And I'd love to take a moment to walk you through the concept. If I may, I'm going to present. Oh, could I please?
We don't share screens.
Oh, we can't share screens?
No.
Oh, well, that had much prettier pictures than me to look at. But I will tell you that we have the concept of the Conjurers Club is based off of the history of magic in Boston. which is built around the real life stories of William Davis Leroy, a very unknown person in the city of Boston who actually opened the Boston School of Magic in what was Scully Square. He was the first school of magic to open in the United States. He ran a, he created the first mail order catalog service for magicians, which I have a copy of right here. This is a 135-year-old catalog. And he also created and designed the handcuffs that Harry Houdini used in a lot of his acts. So Harry Houdini was a very big friend of Leroy, and their friendship is one of the things we use as a basis of our history. We also bring into our storyline Mina Crandon, who is a very well-known socialite here in the Beacon Hill area and married to a very famous surgeon. She was a psychic medium who ended up having a big feud with Houdini about whether psychic mediums were real. We take all of that information and fictionalize it a little bit to create this secret society of magicians that has existed in the downtown Crossing area in a building that would have been built after the fire of 1872. And our story is that it's always been here and nobody in the city of Boston has been able to, has known about it. And we're finally opening our doors to help liven up downtown Boston and allow people to come in and experience the magic that goes on in the Conjurers Club. It is a hidden club. So there's a false, more of like a speakeasy entrance through a watch shop, which has correlations to magic and time. So you would go into a watch shop that has that looks like it's been there for decades, family owned and operated. And when you buy a ticket, you receive special instructions on the communication you have to have with the watch shop owner that takes you into the inner workings of the club. Inside the club, you can experience the lounge, the parlor, the library, the seance room, and the archives. All of these areas are places that the 49 people move throughout, with everybody gathering in the parlor for a legitimate parlor magic show. We will have 2 magicians in residence from all over the world at all times.
Can I just jump in for a minute?
Absolutely.
Talking about the alcohol, where will that be sold and where will the people consume it?
They will consume it throughout all 5 spaces. There is a bar in the lounge that we are creating. There's also, we're using the existing structure of the building, which used to be the sales center for the Millennium Tower and the Windsor Windsor Place. So we're using actually the designer model kitchen as our kitchen and bar, and also there is a counter bar in what was the model condo, and we're transforming that into a bar.
Okay, so as far as the sale and service of alcohol, I appreciate the background. I think it's interesting how you're tying it to Boston, but as the regulators, we kind of want to dig into alcohol regulation and compliance. So tell me about your staffing model. How will people, will you have ID scanners? Are you going to have alcohol monitors?
So alcohol consumption for this experience is very much like you would consume alcohol in any theatrical area here in town, from the Opera House to the Colonial to the Wilbur to the Bach Center. First and foremost, we are a theatrical show. You can have a drink during the show by ordering it off of a menu. We have 5 food and beverage servers who will specifically follow every member of the audience. So whoever approaches the patron first follows them through their 3-hour experience, because it's such a small group of people. We will scan IDs, and there will be at the point of purchase for tickets, you'll be provided with a message that anyone is 21 years or older. Also, when you come in as a patron, you're asked to take the magician's oath of secrecy and given an official Conjurers Club lapel pin, and people under the age of 21 will have a different colored lapel pin. But our servers will also continue to check if they feel like they need to check age and things like that.
Right. Okay, so Mr. Lang, are you a citizen?
I am.
You said you reside in Boston, so that answers my second question. Could you describe or re-describe your experience in the food and beverage industry?
Sure. It's mostly food and beverage that's associated with entertainment, so bars, drinks, for many, many years with entertainment venues at Disney, where I was either the manager of record at the time or the manager on duty for a location. I've also been a manager on record for event in Cambridge through Fever Labs. That was the Mad Hatter Gin and Tea Party in 2022.
Thanks. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
Okay. Thanks for explaining the food and beverage service. And I appreciate the description of how it ties into the theme of the magic and the theater experience. I actually don't have any questions, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon.
No questions at this time. Thank you.
Nothing to ask other than to just ensure that you guys are spotting fake IDs. Make sure you have a plan and process in place.
Thank you. With that, I will ask, are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. An abutters meeting was held on January 27th. Following that meeting, we received several letters in support. They also received support from the local civic association as well. Our office is unaware of any concerns at this time related to this proposal. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Sydney, you may go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Sydney Scanlon from Councillor Flynn's office. At this time, Councillor Flynn would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Yep, Ronan Carrier, you may please provide your testimony. You'll have 2 minutes to do so.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Ronan Carrier from Doherty Law Firm, Boston. I represent GFD Development Corp., who is the owner of a third-floor condo unit in the building where the applicant is proposing this establishment. My client would like to go on record in opposition of this application. My client has been provided little to no information on this application prior to today's hearing. From what we can gather from the business plans that were shared with my client just this morning, this appears to be an age-restricted theater use, which is not only forbidden in our zoning district, but does not fit with the historic nature of our building and the historic downtown business district. Furthermore, the own condo documents of our building state that the first floor is supposed to be used for retail establishments and offices above. This is clearly not a retail establishment and is a theater establishment. This, coupled with other concerns of congestion in an already congested area of Boston, and things such as signage and traffic, my client would like to reiterate its opposition to this application. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carrier. I do not believe that the board has seen any of these condo docs. That might be helpful for the board's review if you would send them our way. Also, Mr. Lang, I don't know if you have any response to that.
We would not create any traffic, or it's 49 people per performance. They're pulsed in. There is no outside signage because, again, this is a hidden secret speakeasy. So there's nothing that would be on the outside of the building that would preserve, that would change the historical nature of the building. If anything, we would enhance the historical nature of the building. In terms of the condo documentation, I appreciate their concern, but I believe this is a licensing hearing and not a condo document issue.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Any further questions from the board? With that, the board will take this matter under advisement. Thank you.
Yep.
Calling item number 25, First Watch Restaurants, Inc., doing business as First Watch, number 1180, located at 777 Boylston Street. has applied for a common victual or 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above 3,109 square feet interior restaurant space on first floor with 2 entrances and 3 exits, to include dining areas with seating for approximately 108 and 10 bar counter seats, women's and men's restrooms, kitchen in the rear. All alcohol will be stored in the back bar area within lockable cooler and dry storage cabinets. Floor 2, basement, consisting of 1,410 square feet, will be used for additional prep, storage, and employee break room. Also to include a 585 square foot private patio for annual dining, weather permitting. Patio will close at 2:30 p.m. Manager Michael Lankowski, closing time 2:30 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, and Commissioner Saxon and Curran. My name's Elizabeth DeConti. I'm outside Liquor Counsel for First Watch, and I'm joined this morning by the manager for this location, Michael Lankowski. Thank you for your time this morning. Before I turn it over to Mr. Lankowski for your questions, I'd like to give the board some information about public need and some economic factors that may impact the licensing decision for this restaurant, given the fact that First Watch is applying for one of the 12 unrestricted licenses for unrestricted zip codes, rather, in the city of Boston for the Boylston Street location. So First Watch is a new entrant to Massachusetts. We've recently opened our first location in Hanover, Massachusetts, and successfully obtained a liquor license for the Hanover location. First Watch is a publicly traded company with 500 restaurants in 30 jurisdictions. In 2019, the company decided to add a brunch cocktail menu to its existing food menu. Alcohol had not been part of the menu before. This was done to meet consumer demand, and now with new construction restaurants such as the one planned for Boylston Street, we hope to open with alcohol. First Watch is open daily from 7 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. The menu focuses on breakfast, brunch, and lunch items. Even though First Watch is a chain restaurant, you heard me rattle off the number of locations that we have. This is not a processed food restaurant. We are focused on fresh ingredients, which are sustainably sourced and from a diverse supplier community. The most famous example of that is our Project Sunrise coffee program, wherein the coffee served at First Watch restaurants is sourced from female-owned coffee farms in South America. We did an assessment of our neighborhood on Boylston Street. First Watch is financially committed to the location with a executed lease with a 10-year term and a presumptive renewal term of 20 years. We looked at the other restaurants in the area, and what we saw was, although some of them do offer brunch on weekends, we could not find other restaurants in about a mile or so radius which offer those type of food offerings every day, like First Watch does. The restaurant will seek to employ 40 local residents. I wanted to share a few details about First Watch's employment program and share with you some of the economic opportunity it brings for the future employees of the restaurant. First Watch has a very good reputation in the hospitality industry and labor market and competes very successfully against other chain restaurants who are hiring. As this board probably knows, the hospitality industry has an incredibly high level of turnover in employees, and First Watch has an incredibly low turnover percentage. That is likely because of our policy of what we call no nights ever, given that the restaurant closes at 2:30. There are no night shifts to deal with. We find this is very appealing to our employees who want to be home with their young families, want to pick up children from school, and want to be home at dinner time. Alternatively, for those in the hospitality industry, as many do, who like to work 2 jobs or find the necessity to do that, people who work at First Watch are easily able to work a second evening job in a different restaurant or bar. As I mentioned, food is the primary objective of this restaurant. Delicious food. Everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. We have no microwaves or heat lamps in these restaurants. Everything is made to order, and the brunch cocktail menu complements those offerings. Finally, vis-a-vis our neighbors, because I know that the board is looking for, what do we offer that is different from those neighbors, in addition to the daily brunch option, which may not be available elsewhere. We noted that this is an accessible restaurant in terms of its price point. We have some expensive restaurants as our neighbors in the neighborhood. If you were to look up First Watch on a food app, you would likely find that it's a $2 sign restaurant as opposed to a $3 sign or a $4 sign restaurant. And so it is accessible to everyone. Finally, just to address some of the questions you'll be asking Mr. Lankowski, I'd like you to speak to him. He's a very experienced individual in the hospitality industry, including in Massachusetts. The restaurant will be opening in November. And to that end, we are looking at the hiring process for new personnel for that restaurant future out. But at the moment have chosen Mr. Lankowski based on his experience with the company and his experience with hospitality in general. We thank you for your time and invite any questions that you may have about the First Watch concept or our plans for this location.
Sure. So, Mr. Lankowski, are you a citizen?
I am, yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
I currently am not, and am looking at options with that November opening to see what we can do about that.
So we can't approve you today.
Our understanding, Madam Chairman, is that we will need to have a resident manager at the time the restaurant is open. Due to the timing of the opening, Mr. Lankowski has an area manager position that takes him to all of First Watch's restaurants, including the one in Hanover, Massachusetts. And we will soon be hiring another manager who will be full-time person after Mr. Lankowski gets the restaurant open. Of course, that person will be a full-time resident of Massachusetts. To the extent that Mr. Lankowski—
Sure, I'm going to defer to Danny, who's our executive secretary and acts as our general counsel. Do you want me to continue with the questions? Danny?
Yeah, yes. Is this specifically about the need to have a Massachusetts resident enter?
Yeah.
So the board would not be able to vote on this application without a manager of record before the board who is a Massachusetts resident. Also do understand that the board will not be voting on this application or applications for new licenses until after the May 23rd deadline passes. So if Mr. Lankowski is a Massachusetts resident at the time the board votes, that is a possibility. Otherwise, you may need to substitute a manager of record, which would require a further hearing before the board.
Yes. If I can add on that point, we may be, given the timing, it's hard to hire people so far in advance, but a change of manager application is a possibility for us if we identify the appropriate person who is currently a Massachusetts resident to do that. And the board would like us to do that in advance of our opening in the fall. That's something that
you would have to.
with you
Yeah,
to
it would
do.
be it would be in the advance of the board's vote on this matter, not in advance of the opening.
So if we're voting in July and you don't have a Massachusetts resident as your manager of record, we can't vote on it.
That's correct.
Okay, well, Madam Chair, certainly if we are able to identify that individual before July, we can come back again and have hearing on that point, correct?
You would need to, yes.
Yes.
All right, so he's not a resident. You've explained your experience from the food and beverage industry. My last question is, are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
Okay. So you're applying for one of the limited 12 for-value licenses and emphasis on limited number. And you're
Yes,
only
ma'am.
going to be open till 2:30. So can you describe for me why the board would give an all alcohol for-value license to an establishment that owns multiple restaurants, but more specifically is only going to use the license till 2:30 in the afternoon?
Yes, ma'am. First of all, we believe that the restaurant adds something that the neighborhood doesn't have. The neighborhood currently does not have the brunch offering 7 days a week in this area. Secondly, we think that the character of the restaurant is such that it will draw in families, it will draw in local professionals in the area because of its accessible price point. the brunch cocktails are a complement to our menu that the company adopted, frankly, because of what competitors were doing. We heard a neighbor testifying on behalf of another applicant earlier that the license added to the sustainability of the restaurant. I thought that was very well said and could also be applicable here with First Watch in this case. We feel that the restaurant would add significant value to the area, would add significant long-term growth to those who would work there. One of the other things on the employment front for the hospitality staff that I wanted to mention that I didn't is that the culture of First Watch also includes a slogan called You First, capital Y-O-U.
I'm just going to hit pause, and I want to stay focused on some other questions right now. We can get to the employment. Does the Hanover location serve alcohol?
Yes, it does. It was recently approved by the ABCC.
Okay, how many of your locations serve alcohol?
The majority of the locations nationwide serve alcohol. The only ones which do not are those which were built prior to adding alcohol to the menu and for which local wet zoning would not approve the addition of alcohol.
Okay.
But this is our second location, Madam Chair. Hanover is the first Massachusetts location which we have.
Okay. Again, going to the use of this highly valued license, I'd have to do a little more research because I find it hard to believe that there are not other options for breakfast and brunch that serve alcohol on this part of Boylston Street, but we'll look into that. I know Cafe Landwehr does have an alcohol license, and I think they do serve brunch starting at 8 a.m. every day.
May I ask, Madam Chair, is that location embedded in a hotel property?
Yeah.
Yes, and I should have clarified. I think I found two that were embedded inside hotels where brunch was possible during the week. I am referring to standalone restaurants offering brunch 7 days a week.
Okay. And I know you were previously committed to purchasing a license, and then what happened there?
Yes, the company entered a letter of intent essentially to purchase a license and then only subsequently discovered that there was a time clock issue with that license because the seller had received a letter from the board about inactivity. We were concerned, given the timeline for opening of our restaurant, that if we bought that license, we would inherit that issue and would have concerns about having it be inactive. So we've stepped away from that license for that reason.
Okay. That would not have been the case. And we don't really know when and if we would be giving out these 12 licenses.
Yes, we're aware of that.
Okay. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
I have no questions. Thank you.
No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. This stems back several years. ONS had hosted a butters meeting on March 6th of 2024. There were no concerns raised in that meeting. Later, the applicant connected with NAB, who was supportive of restaurant use on the first two floors, but had expressed opposition to upper floors being used as a part of the premise. I believe it sounds like changes have been made to that proposal since that meeting years ago. There was also support from the Back Bay Association as well. With that information, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. I see a hand raised from Sam from Councilor Turkin's office. You may please provide your testimony.
Good afternoon. This is Samantha Courage from Council Sharon Durkin's office. The councilor would like to speak in support of this opposition, and thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Jonathan Lang, I see your hand is raised.
Yes, this is the surprise for me, but as a past resident of Florida, I've enjoyed First Watch in Orlando, Sarasota, and Jacksonville, and would highly recommend that the board approve this. Their concept is fantastic, their food is outstanding, and they often have a very long wait all the time. So there is nothing like First Watch in Boston, and they would be they'd be a great addition to the food here in the city.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Attorney Green, may I just clarify? I wasn't quite sure I heard Ms. Courage correctly. She stated on the record that I think she said she was supporting opposition. I'm not sure if that's what she intended to say.
That is what I heard. I believe that meant in support of the application. Sam, I don't know if you are still with us to clarify. It looks like she has dropped off the call. We can follow up with her to make sure.
Thank you.
Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Any further questions from the board? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 26, Cranberry Cafe Inc., doing business as Deja Brew, located at 704 East Broadway in South Boston, has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. Deja Brew is approximately 1,200 square feet on one floor with one entrance and two exits. Includes a small bar with seating for 7 and 6 two-top tables, bathroom, kitchen, and storage located in the rear. Manager Marissa Walsh, closing time 1 a.m. Who's present on behalf of the applicant?
I am.
Okay, thank you so much for being with us. If you could please briefly present the proposed concept to the board.
Thank you for having me. As I said, my name is Marissa Walsh, and I'm the proposed manager on record for Deja Brew in South Boston. The commercial space at 700 to 704 East Broadway has been in my family since 1982 and has been in business as a cafe and restaurant since 1996. I'm coming to you today to ask you for your full support of an all alcohol license, which would allow me to create new opportunities for our small business, family, and community. The business structure for Deja Brew will remain the same during the day. We're currently open Monday through Sunday until 2 p.m. There will be no alcohol during that time. We would like to close and reopen in the evening around 4 to 5 as a dessert and cocktail bar, which is something unique to the community. We do not have anything like that right now. We would like to go about it with specialty crafted cocktails to pair and match with desserts and small bite appetizers, like a unique menu, unlike what you can find at most bars and restaurants in South Boston. We went through the community process with an abutters meeting. And to my knowledge, we have no opposition as of right now. I've gone through with the trash company to make sure that if we need to add more pickup times, we currently have it 3 times a week, that would be available. Deliveries will stay the same during the day, not to add to any traffic on the street. We do not have any parking available. However, South Boston is very walkable, and most of the time people are not driving regardless. I'll leave it open to the board for any questions.
Thank you very much. Just want to confirm that you have, excuse me, 6 two-top tables and a bar for 7 people.
Yes.
Is there any plan at this point to change the layout?
No.
Okay.
Keep it small, keep it intimate.
Okay. Okay, I don't have any questions. Commissioner Corona, Commissioner Saxon?
No questions. Thank you.
None from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. Some background information in the community process. Our office hosted an abutters meeting on April 7th, where the proposal was heavily supported. Over 30 abutters spoke in support of the proposal, citing the operator's long history in the community. Neighborhood organizations such as the Friends of the Perry and the Gate of Heaven Neighborhood Association also expressed their support for this proposal. Currently, we're unaware of any concerns. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
I'm just going to jump in quick, Danny, and get the manager of record questions.
I'm a butter. I have a opposition.
Thank you. We have not gotten to public testimony yet. We're still at questions from the
Sorry,
board.
I forgot to. Ms. Walsh, are you a citizen?
I am, yes.
Are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
18 years.
And are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth pertaining to the sale and service of alcohol?
I am.
Okay. I know you described it's going to be small bites to complement, small bites and desserts to complement the offerings, which goes to public need. But is there anything else you want to add for the record that would go towards what the public need is for this type of license in this particular part of the neighborhood?
Well, I would like to be able to, we've always been an active part of the community and a space for our community to be able to come together and enjoy each other and to be able to host events, fundraisers. I mean, South Boston has a longstanding history of being able to come together as a community. I just think that something along these lines is something that our part of the city could really use. A new place, a new spot to be able to gather and be a community, unlike a loud sports bar where you're talking over each other and not actually being able to hold a conversation per se without the loudness behind you.
Thanks. That's all I have.
Thank you. We're still in testimony from elected officials. Sydney, your hand is raised first. You may please proceed.
Yes, thank you, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Sydney Scanlon from Councillor Flynn's office. At this time, Councillor Flynn would like to go on record in support of Deja Brew. Please note he also sent a letter to the board this morning in support. Deja Brew has been a business that has been a well-respected neighbor in South Boston and known to support our local nonprofits and residents in need. Thank you.
Thank you. Mary from Councilor Murphy's office.
Hi, I'm just going to echo what Councilor Flynn's office said, Madam Chair and Attorney Green and members of the board. I just want to echo what Councilor Flynn. We've got nothing but positive feedback about this project, and they are a big community supported. They've always supported different things in the community. So yes, we would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Haley, you may also provide your testimony.
Hi, Haley from speaking on behalf of Senator Collins. He's in full support of this application at the abutters meeting. People only spoke very highly of not only the proposal, but the applicants themselves and how good they are to the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Yes, I would like to speaking as being a abutter.
Okay, thank you. You'll have up to 2 minutes to provide your testimony.
Okay, so if they're just have a cocktails, I don't understand why they have to open till 3 a.m. I'm an immediate abutter, and it will be really interfere the quality of life of the people who lives next door. That's a 218 K Street, and also with more basically. With the way the lots are, they're already kind of using that as lots of space, that little alley there, which is half of them is actually belongs to 18 K Street. So they even put more stuff there. So I don't know where the storage is going to be. Generally speaking, the noise levels and also that particular corner, there's really no additional parking. So if they have more traffic, this is going to be a problem. So that's for that matter. To consider the quality of life of people who are living in the residential street, open till 3 a.m. is really
only open till 1.
Not
They're only
appropriate.
applying for 1 a.m. and there's only, I can't do the math, but 12, 13 seats. So
still, that's pretty late for somebody who's trying to sleep. So that's for that reason I object.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Lee, for your testimony. Your opposition has been noted. The next hand I see raised is from David Woods. Mr. Woods, you may please provide your testimony.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for your time. I am a South Boston resident. I'm married with a little 8-year-old boy, and I think that this idea is amazing. I think I can speak for all of South Boston, except for the woman who just spoke before me, that we support this. It is not going, I can't imagine. I mean, imagine this. You're going out on a date night with your wife, trying to find a good place to go. There's really not that many options for us to go in and have one drink, get some dessert, and then go home to relieve the babysitter. I think this is unique. I think this is going to change the landscape of Southie and change the landscape of East Broadway. And I just want to make sure that I fully support this amazing idea.
Thank you. The next hand I see raised is from Rachel Pearson. Ms. Pearson, you may please provide your testimony.
Hi, my name's Rachel Pearson. Along with Dave Woods, I'm a resident, a fellow parent to Marissa, a community volunteer, and prior to living on 3rd Street, I still own and rent out a space at 745 East Broadway, so almost immediately across the street from Deja Brew. My husband and I raised our infant son there until he was about 8 years old, and I was continually impressed with Deja Brew's work with the neighborhood, very aware of their residents' needs and very accommodating. As a owner of the property now, we rent this out, and I have absolutely no concerns of this now transitioning into an evening space for, like Dave mentioned, couples coming in, moms clubs to use it for a place to come together and have some cocktails. I think it'll add some wonderful color to East Broadway without it causing too much noise. And Marissa is going to handle it with great professionalism and listen to her neighbors if there are any other issues.
Thank you, Ms. Pearson. The remaining hand I see raised is from Nikki. Nikki, I'm going to ask you to, oops. There we go.
Hey there. My name's Nikki Ward. I'm a South Boston resident, have a family of 2 young boys. I live on L Street, so just about a few blocks. And I agree. I appreciate concerns about things like noise, et cetera. I think those are always valid things to bring up. The location of Deja Brew is a great one, and much less concerned about the noise based on the number of occupants it can have and the type of establishment that Marissa's bringing up, as far as, again, maybe a few cocktails with a dessert. So this isn't really a huge bar style establishment like the Broadway or the Playwright. So those are much larger, much more concerned about noise, also open until 1 a.m., have long lines. This is kind of a quaint boutique establishment that I think will really add to the community. It's something we don't have right now. So a resident like myself, I mean, this is really very appealing in this area. And someone who's pretty close to this establishment, I'm not concerned about noise. I also think someone like Marissa, who is so embedded in the community, just having more, doing more here is only an added benefit. She also runs a really tight ship. So folks who aren't acting properly, I've seen her firsthand nip that in the bud. So I really have a lot of confidence in Marissa as a businesswoman in the city. So very much for it as a South Boston resident.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? MAK, I see your hand is raised. Go ahead.
Hi there, my name is Matt Kurtzman. I live in South Boston as well, on the corner of West 4th and F Street. I'm also a bar owner in Everett, founder of Short Path Distillery. And I cannot emphasize how much Deja Brew and Marissa has been a pillar of the community and is using her role as the owner of Deja Brew to support schools. I have a 6-year-old and 8-year-old at the Perry, and it's just been incredible how much support she's given. As a bar owner, I think she'll be even more opposed to add value to the community. So in full support there.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you very much. Moving on to the final item on this morning's agenda, calling item number 27, HB and BHH Management LLC, doing business as Broadway Pastry, Pizzeria 260, located at 258 West Broadway in South Boston. Has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above premise identified as 258 to 260 West Broadway in 2 rooms on first floor, connected in an H configuration. The left side, the 258 section, consists of a seating area of 16 seats, food preparation area, and bathroom with a capacity of 38 persons. The right side, or the 260 section, consists of a seating area of 16 seats, full kitchen and bathroom with a capacity of 34 persons. The applicant has also petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between HB and BHH Management LLC with AOBH Inc. and Liberia Inc. Manager Arian Heisenage, closing time 11 p.m. Attorney Carolyn Conway. Attorney Conway?
Good afternoon, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board, Carolyn Conway on behalf of the applicant. I have with me today Mr. Arian Hasnage, who is the owner of the landlord. He's the owner of the proposed licensee, and he is the owner of the 2 management entities. The application is designed so that to grant a license, we would be able to have sharing between Broadway Pastry and Pizzeria 260. They are, again, 2 condominiums owned by Mr. Heisenage, which are attached in an H fashion. Broadway Pastry has been in business for over 10 years at this location, and Pizzeria 260 is approximately 9 years at the location. Mr. Heisenage has made his business in South Boston. He owned the L Street Diner for over 23 years, which had a beer and wine license and operated it without any problem. The board may recall that we applied several years ago for a beer and wine license for Broadway Pastry, and it was granted, but there weren't any licenses available. So today we're here to, as I said, with a little unique concept to allow both of these restaurants to operate under one license via the management agreements. And we think that each venue offers uniqueness to this end of South Boston. Broadway Pastry has, for many years again, been serving pastries as small sandwiches and breakfast items. We have, over the years, upped our pastry game, and now we're looking to put in a coffee shop that offers cocktails. On the other side, the Pizzeria 260 side, where we serve pizza, we serve sandwiches, and we also serve full meals, but we're looking to expand to have dinner service. We have met with the neighborhoods. We've agreed to an 11 o'clock closing for both of that, and most of it because is our target clientele is the more mature residents of South Boston who want to go out and have a cocktail with a dessert, more along the line of, say, a North End coffee shop, and also have the option to maybe be next door and to have a nice Italian dinner. We have met with the Lower St. Vincent's Residents Association. We have somebody here in support of us who was at the meeting, and we believe that this location has been kind of underserved at that side of West Broadway. It's not congested with restaurants there. We have proven the public need, I believe, by being in business for 10 years and also being able to now afford these cocktails to the residents, the immediate residents around there. We'll serve something that hasn't been there before. And we're looking forward to continue to do this. Mr. Heisenage, as I said, has been in the business for 30 years. He's been a manager of record on the beer and wine license that was previously issued to the L Street Diner. He's familiar with the rules and regulations of the Boston Licensing Board and is a citizen and a manager as well. As I said, I think that we're an opposite side of South Boston that's looking for something like this to cater to the more mature residents in the area.
I think this is I mean, we did find public need 2 to 3 years ago, and I like the use of one license over multiple establishments. It's a really unique way to use these licenses. So I'm glad you brought this application before us.
Yes, thank you. And as I said, just so you know that everything is owned, you can see from the application that Mr. Heisnich owns everything, but it really gives the board some flexibility to be able to use one license to give different concepts or
When you say
venues.
he owns everything, he owns the building and both
Yes,
units
he
or
is.
something?
Yes, he owns both condominium units, so he is the landlord. He is the owner of the applicant for the license, and he is the owner of the proposed managers who are the current operators under the CV licenses issued by the board.
Okay, great. That's helpful. Thank you. I actually don't have any questions. Commissioner Kern?
I have no questions. Thank you.
Commissioner Saxon?
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. I'll ask, are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of the board. Some background information on the community process. Our office hosted a butters meeting on March 3rd, at which there were questions about the operator, but no objections were raised. The applicant went on to connect with the St. Vincent's Lower End Association, which expressed non-opposition. We're unaware of any formal opposition at this time. With that, we'll defer to the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Sydney from Councilor Flynn's office.
Hi, thank you, Attorney Green, Madam Chair, members of the board. This is Sydney Scanlon from Councilor Flynn's office. At this time, Councilor Flynn would like to go on record in support due to a good community process. Thank you.
Thank you. And I see Haley's hand raised from Senator Collins' office.
Hi, Madam Chair, members of the board. Haley speaking on behalf of Senator Collins in full support of this application. We've been working with Ari over the years, and we're happy to see this happen. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Yes, Mitchell Starr. I'm a direct abutter. As you can see from, if you may see the brick wall and the window behind me, that's the pastry shop. And I am very much in support of this concept. I've known Ari for years. I lived on East 5th Street when he opened up the L Street Diner. He's always been an excellent business person, an excellent neighbor. And the concept is a fantastic concept for this area of South Boston. And I guess I'm one of the mature people that it's being focused on. So I fully support.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Great. Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you all for sticking with us this long. Those are all the items before the board today that will adjourn this hearing. The board will vote tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Notice has been posted to the city's website. Thank you all and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.